All right, let's get into it.
Let's go.
Starting with our prologue. Prologue today is sponsored by all of the things that my wife crocheted for me. It's this ditto
Quality.
and Mudkip, which I think you guys already saw a long time ago.
Yeah.
Just those things.
Those are huge.
Thanks, Rhiannon. They are so much bigger than she intended them to be. I think they were supposed to be made with like really thin yarn, and so she just used that pattern, but with thick boy yarn. So they
I wonder
ended
how
up
big
being
they'd be with the chunky yarn.
giant, and you have to buy so much of it because it goes so quickly.
Right.
All right. Here is today's prologue. I don't know if I've ever actually said the name of the prologue when I'm doing it, but this is maybe that'll be a thing that I start doing. This prologue's title is Arcadia. The air around you is crisp. The season seems to be autumn, but not in the sense that it comes after the heat of the summer and before the chill of the winter. This feels like an eternal autumn, as though the leaves will always boast colors of bright red, cheerful yellow, and warm gold. The grass has dyed a perpetually tan green and littered with fallen leaves. You stand in a circular structure made of stone, open to the elements and lit by the sun hanging low in the sky. The autumnal breeze grazes the surface of a massive, circular wooden table, around which 7 chairs have been placed. On the back of each chair rests a golden plaque with a name embossed on its surface. Marawil, Herod, Gael, Lyra, Warren, Arvanitis, and Silgath. Where an 8th chair would normally sit, an opening has been cut in the table to allow movement within the circle. Carried on the breeze, you see a collection of 7 sparkling motes of light, all finding rest in each of the chairs and slowly forming into the shape of faces both familiar and foreign. Silgath looks over to Marawil and smiles. "It's so wonderful to see you again, my friend." And far off in the distance, emerging at the top of a nearby hill, 5 figures now stand, looking onward. And we're going to go back into regular time here in the Temple of Cassis. You've all just tumbled through the veil. Would somebody like to recap from last time, from 4 weeks ago?
Sure. Okay, so
Rusty
it's
Brad.
August 19th. So looks like we were maybe on the Zerotan, so the big tortoise. Eric casts Longstrider on the Zerotan, whose name is Bill. Teth
Classic
commutes
Bill.
with the Orb of Talos and receives expertise on wisdom checks and saves. Urzak finds little to no danger nearby when he's scouting. Brackle casts Legend Lore to understand what the figures on the horizon are. So they're like Marvel's Watchers, balanced beings. Bill says we may communicate to call him or a friend of his in the future. Vern receives 3 large polished gems. Brackle checks the size of the mountain. Teth makes a perception check with advantage to sense if the orb is being pulled in a direction. A slot in the rock face is located by the party. The initials NRMN are etched in the stone. Vern shouts for Norman, and he approaches as a creature of 4 legs and wood and stone. He's a different aspect of Norman than the Temple of Coralon one. Norman 332 is hesitant to admit the party, and Eric casts stone shape to create a door. 332 is a tiny creature with the orb face. Surprised by our entry, he attempts to deceive us in order to conceal the Cassis orb's presence. Urzak picks up 332 and we follow the passages. Vern cautiously moves over a wooden bridge. Brackle detects undead dwelling underneath, and Vern's leg is touched as he passes a gap in the bridge planks. Eric is sent curses and psychic attacks when he loads a sanctified Bane crossbow bolt. Eric succeeds to save his crossbow from being lost to the spirits, and instead a bolt is stolen. Brackle uses a flying broom to ferry himself and Eric across the bridge. An invisible medicine check on ourselves gives varying levels of understanding of the effects of the Cassis Temple to the party members. Teth and Vern are unaware. Urzak feels lighter. Eric senses the artificiality of the environment, and Brackle understands we're transforming, almost like changing creature type. Teth uses divine sense and sees undead aura pretty much encompassing everything. Norman accepts Eric's compliment about his good care of the temple and explains that his name is etched in the rock face in front. Was created by a Wilds Weave Warden. 475 can't complain. He has a cushy placement. 001 is stationed in the wilds with a special placement, but was not always special. His energy is convergent. Spot is called the Vault of the Gods. 001. 332 leads us to the threshold of Cassis and stairs to the base of the canyon. 332 is excited to cross the threshold, but when trying to cross, he instead explodes. Teth communicates to Dez to update about the Cassis Temple, explaining that Brackle and Urzak have already crossed the threshold, and the rest are about to cross. And that's it.
Good recap, man. Yeah, thank you.
Yeah, very thorough.
Mhm.
Thank you. Appreciate
Didn't
that.
realize how much I forgot about last time. I was like, oh yeah, that too, and that.
I don't remember the exact conversation, but it was like, hey, what Norman are you? It's like, oh, I'm 332. And then it was like, Bros was like, I need to write this down right now. I'm gonna be doing it. And then it was like, hey, what about that Coralon Norman? I was like, oh yeah,
Just wrote it down right now.
675. He's an asshole. That's
You
Norman
went deep into the
675.
He's the worst.
Norman lore.
Yeah. Let's stop this campaign right now. We're gonna shift over to a new story. Everybody plays as Norman.
He was closer to the 001 prototype of assholery.
Yeah. All right. You've all crossed through. Feeling weightless. Should get back to
Oh yeah, was this sort of
the actual map.
anti-gravity or just a almost like a headspace kind of?
Certainly not headspace. You are physically in a different place.
Onto the ethereal plane.
It is. I don't know if you. Brackle would certainly know, because he has the astral sensor or whatever, that crown. Brackle, you would know that you are all on the ethereal plane, within the ethereal plane now.
Nice.
I would assume that Teth would probably know as well, and Urzak would have a good feeling about it. I think that Eric and Vern would be relatively in the dark. No pun intended, as you are traveling through the actual darkness right now. For you all, this feels like a very short time in this space. You won't, your characters won't learn this until much later, but you were traveling through this darkness for several days, actually, real time. So you actually can all take a long rest if you want, because you are not exerting any energy out of your body. You're just floating through. But in your mind, as time is passing, perceived to be passing for you, it takes maybe 5 minutes, 10 minutes tops to get through this. And ahead of you, you'll see this kind of in succession in the order that you entered the Vale, starting with Brackle, I believe. Did Brackle or Urzak go first? I can't remember.
I believe
Urzak
pushed
Yes.
Brackle.
Oh, yeah. And then ending with Teth. You will see a large, it seems to be white right now, just because there's light coming through the other side of it. A large archway. You can't tell what it's made of. You can't tell where it's leading right now. It just, you can perceive light coming through it. You both entered relatively the same time, Urzak and Brackle. So you are going to you'll touch down first. On your down, what feels like down, you will feel your feet hit solid ground. It's still completely dark behind you. The only light that you can see is coming through this archway, but it seems like the light itself is not penetrating the darkness very well. You can see it, it's just not illuminating your space. So you are within kind of a negative space here. You are about 20 feet away from this archway. What are you two doing? Are you running through? Are you hesitating? Are you looking around? What would you like to do before going through it?
I would cast Unsettling Words on Urzak as a bonus action, and then cast Polymorph.
Let's save.
It's 18 Wisdom, and then the counter or the Unsettling
you
is
didn't even fucking need the unsettling words.
1d10. so
It's pretty much an automatic fail.
okay, well,
Unless I get a natural 20 and like a 1. It's almost a 19.
I do this all real quick. I turn Urzak into a rat and then just stomp him so he poofs back. I just go, next time gamble with your own life.
I wish I honestly, I just remember pushing you. I don't remember the context.
I was just inspecting it, and I think you just pushed me in.
Yeah, just a little gentle shove through the veil. Got sucked in.
I wrote myself a note to do this 4 weeks ago.
Let it be noted that Andrew holds his grudges on a schedule.
I gotta write this down so I remember in a month. Yeah,
I got notes.
That's a
hilarious.
Fifth level spell slot.
4th.
Well worth it. Well worth the casting.
It's funny. I wish you would have fucking kept me a rat way longer than that.
No, because you. I think
until you need me to protect you, then you like throw me at the thing.
You like explode at him.
It's like a Pokeball.
Okay, you know what? Now we invented a new weapon. Rat bomb.
Yeah,
that's fucking funny.
I should get catapult too. So I turn you into a rat.
God, yeah.
And I can catapult you 90 feet. You do damage to him, and then you apparate right next to him. So if somebody's trying to escape, holy shit, we just broke the game.
Could you imagine
Hilarious.
like walking in somewhere and you see like Brackle, Vern, and maybe Eric. They just look very. I imagine they're pretty like slender guys, and start picking fights with people. And then you just catapult a couple rats at somebody, and then Tathaner's like appear.
Oh man, this is great.
Anyway,
I'm remembering this weapon.
now that I'm not a rat, just gonna Urzak will stifle a chuckle and nod at you and say, "Well, no fairness, I followed you right behind you."
I
That's so
mean,
fair.
you didn't know I wasn't gonna die.
Well, I guess if you died, then I was going to die too. Misery loves its company.
Hey, it was fun. I needed that.
So, McDonald's then, or point to the arch?
Yeah, I mean, hold hands.
Hmm. Urzak will summon a mage hand.
Thank you. Yeah, I mean, should we? Is it pretty just plain? Like, there's nothing really to investigate or perceive here. It's just like, better go through the arch.
You are in absolute darkness, except for this archway of light.
What was the? Because I'm going to ask Brackle this question in half a second. How long was it from when I went? Because I followed him in, like 5 seconds later. How long was he there before I appeared in the darkness?
With the time sped up for you guys, maybe like 5 seconds. You would have seen the shadow of Brackle's body touching down right like moments before you touched down.
So,
And so using that, assuming if you assume that the rest of the party followed you guys, they would show up in about a minute or so behind you.
Assuming they would have followed us within a minute.
Hopefully, yeah.
Right.
Hopefully, if they followed you through, yeah.
Well, I guess we should wait at least 10 minutes for everyone else or
Yeah.
someone else.
That seems fair. I don't really have a way to try and message them, anyways, because I think we both know we're not in the same plane anymore.
I agree.
My little gem's going crazy, and I pull out that little ethereal gem that I have.
Yeah.
Kind of just, I'll just say it's like glowing.
It would be lighting up like crazy. It would be super super bright. Oh no! Are you okay?
How was work today?
It was good. I had to go on site today and take my safety test
The one.
to get my badge to go on site.
Nice.
Yeah.
And
Nice.
for a 4-hour presentation about safety and procedures and standards, and this is what this sign means. It's actually like not bad.
Yeah.
And I'm not gonna say I was like engaged,
We can't run
but
But you weren't
You know,
actively falling asleep.
yeah. I mean,
You can have those chips. Would those make you feel better?
for a guy that does that,
Often.
I guess as Aaron said that at some point he was doing that presentation 5 days a week.
Oh my god.
So he was like, "Yep." The dude had like his presentation down to like the minute, like what he was going to say. Like didn't even look. He didn't even look at the slides. He knew the slides like back and forth.
That feels better, baby.
That had to be miserable.
Yeah, but I think he only does 2 a week now.
That's fine.
And he's probably like in his 60s, but he's pretty cool, dude. He was talking about he has an insulin pump
Uh-huh.
because one of the things is like they're really particular about combustibles on site.
Yeah.
So obviously you can't like smoke. Like e-cigarettes are big things.
Mhm.
Like certain batteries that aren't regulated the correct way aren't allowed on site. So he talked about his pump. He talked about like cell phones.
Okay.
So I ended up staying after and like because we finished early, and I asked him about it. I was like, "Hey, like, what can you tell me about it? Like, what kind of model do you have? I'm looking at getting one."
Mhm.
And like we talked for like an hour about like because he didn't get diagnosed with diabetes until he was like 44, and
Okay.
he's a type 1. And I got diagnosed at 16, and people say that I got diagnosed late.
That's crazy.
So like we just talked.
Jeez.
And
So
then
with the pump, is it like a 2-in-1 where it constantly measures your glucose level and then pumps as needed?
It depends on the pump.
Okay.
The nicer ones, the one that he had, does that. There's a sensor on it that monitors his levels continuously, and then if you basically set the parameters for when I want this to dose and when I want it to not dose, you can basically tell it I'm going to sleep, and it will. You go to a different set of parameters and monitor the level differently, and you work out. It will, you can set it to that as well. So it'll actually like turn off the insulin
Mhm.
supplying you because you're going to drop from working out.
Wow.
There's a lot of cool things. But anyway, yeah. So I did that this morning, and then by the time I got to the office, I had like 2 more hours. And well, that's it. So
Nice.
easy day.
Cool. You have to tell me about your first week a little bit later.
Yeah.
Some other time when there's not 5 other people.
Does everyone want to hear about my first week, including my brother, who I already told about it twice?
Yeah, Ben
Let's hear it.
sounds nice about the safety. I'm assuming it's Ben.
No. So this is actually a guy at Synovus who does the safety training. Ben's like my mentor.
Yeah.
Apparently Ben also has an insulin pump, which I learned today from here as well.
Oh, okay.
I think
So-
I'm gonna get an insulin pump just
Just to have it.
be a part of the club. Yeah. That way you have it.
That won't stress the supply structure for those devices for people who are actually diabetic.
I'll tell you the thing is the guy has done the math for how much it cost him, basically how much it would cost him without insurance to have the pump with supplies and everything. So not including the insulin, just the supplies of the pump. He said it would be like $18,000 a year.
Fuck off.
Jeez.
Yeah.
Dude, it's
So that was the
such
thing
a
I told him
fucking
is
crap.
it's like, yeah, it's like I told us like, yeah, the insurance companies before were kind of like, oh, you can just pay for it on your own, blah blah blah. And I was like, yeah, I'm not going to do that. I'm not paying like $500,000 for the pump. He's like, no. Paying for the pump is fine. Everything else is what you get fucked on.
Jesus. Pharma's the most lobbied thing in Washington.
Oh, dude,
by 300%.
we're gonna get back to D&D, but I have to bitch about this because everyone needs to know how passionate I am about fucking American healthcare and this fucking horse shit. Which I don't think anybody here is in love with American healthcare.
I don't know who would be.
But
A
so
big
I
time
learned this today
American
from the
healthcare
guy
lobbyist. Yeah,
is
right.
that they in America with the sensors that you use with your insulin pump, the sensors are designed to go bad after 3 months, I believe. And not like American cars where they're designed shitty so that they'll break down, you'll buy more parts. It's like they're actually they put a part in there that that tells the device to stop working after 3 months. And they mark it as like, make sure you have fresh supplies. We don't want you to have a bad sensor and that causes you to die. That's their market, right? And that's what I'd always believed for the longest time. It's like, it's a safety precaution. You don't want the bad sensor that could kill you. In theory, that's a good excuse, right? No, in every country in the world except for America, they don't have that. They just put that in there so that people's insurance companies have to keep paying for this shit and gives them more money.
Ridiculous.
Wild.
America.
Unsurprising.
Mhm.
Exactly. Yeah. Anyway, D&D. where nobody's diabetic.
Diabetics and dragons.
And healthcare is not free, but it goes right into the cleric's pocket.
We'll just have to
Yeah.
put them down, I guess.
We'll take the leg.
You either know a cleric or you die.
Those are the two options. Yeah, extreme dysentery or black plague. Which would you like?
Little
If,
Timmy got the sniffles and he died.
if you know a really good cleric, you can be resurrected,
Right, just live forever.
It's true.
or
True.
you can just become a lich, live forever.
There's no downside.
Who was next? Was it Vern that came through next? Or Eric?
I would guess by the token, he would be next.
Oh, yeah, guess so. I'm just by myself, huh? No partner with me going to that archway.
What do you mean? You got so many. You got Zapdos. Yeah,
You have Zapdos with you.
a flock of dragons.
Lots of friends.
Your ancestors.
Actually, I guess for the purposes of keeping track of where your horn of the House Wellerby is, you would pass over 4 days. You can take away 4 days from your countdown for the horn, if you remember where that countdown is.
I don't. I try not to use it too often, and then I assume it's okay.
Is that a hack? We just keep going to this gate whenever he needs to recharge.
Hop through the veil real quick. Fast track through half of a week.
It's like all that ATM hack everybody was hooting and hollering about.
Oh my fucking god!
Yeah.
What was that?
Public social
fraud.
media check fraud.
Jesus.
Yeah. That's a bold-faced felony, sir.
Look at this hack.
Well done.
It's not a hack. It's illegal.
It's a crime. Yeah.
It's not a hack. It's a crime. Go into a store. You can take anything you want.
Vern, you are. It seems like you're by yourself. You can't hear anything. This place is devoid of light and sound. You're traveling by yourself into a world of shadow. You don't have. Actually, make an Arcana check, Vern, to see if you understand what's happening to you.
Nope.
10 isn't bad. With a 10, you definitely feel different. Your whole body feels different. You can tell that you're likely not on the material plane because you have some idea of how planar structure works. That's not necessarily your area of expertise. So you're moving somehow through this void, and eventually, after a few minutes, or what seems like a few minutes for you, you do end up seeing the same arch, and you come down and you touch a very hard, flat surface, and in front of you, you see and can hear Urzak and Bracklebath.
Oh, great. They sound like they're having fun together. I'll pick up my pace and just immediately insert myself into the conversation. Whatever it is they're talking about.
Rats or something.
Right.
I mean,
during rats.
we're having an intense conversation about the geopolitical structure of the healthcare around
healthcare.
And the caster. I kept bringing it up to Don over and over again. It's just we're not going to attract anybody without proper health care. They're going out. They're risking their lives. They're getting their arms chopped off.
Bronze. We got bronze plus. We got silver. We got silver plus for you.
Vern will try to relay and be like, "Yeah, it's hard out there, isn't it, guys?" With those,
the biggest fucking stink guy.
Oh, so are we, Vern? Are we dead? I don't think we're dead. We're in the ethereal plane. I know we're not
dead. Definitely ethereal plane, and I feel different. Do you guys feel different?
Do we continue to feel different? Oh yeah.
Bro,
Although I
feel so
suppose at
different.
this point you're probably sort of getting used to it a little bit. The shift was very immediate and not really ongoing. So right when you crossed over, that's when the change happened. It's not like a gradual change as you descended. Um, you have lived with this change for your mind has lived with this change for a couple minutes, your body for a couple days. Next to come down, I believe the two of you were pretty close, like going through pretty close to each other. So I'm going to put the two of you together. Teth and Eric, one after another, you pop through the veil. Same descent down, and the two of you will touch down on the same hard surface, totally flat. It's not like the inside of the cave that you left. There's no rubble on the ground. There are no rocks or anything sticking out that you can see or feel. It seems to be a completely flat, hard, almost marble-like surface. And the only thing the five of you can see is the outline of the people in front of you and a large opening with light coming through. The light is kind of purplish, but mostly it looks white because it's bright on the other side.
Eric's very relieved that he doesn't see those undead spirits that were, trying to take his crossbow and come at him. He's just moving fast because of that to get through the barrier. Gets through at the same time as Teth. Always like looking behind him to make sure that the damned or the dead aren't looking for him. Who knows whether they're judged or not, but and then he tries to grab a gold piece from his pocket and catch up with Brackle because it's sort of superstition that if you're going to be ferried in the land of the dead, then you have to pay your toll to the. So this is because of the flying broom that Brackle lent Eric. He's going to have to pay that toll to Brackle one way or another, and so nothing bad happens to Eric in a superstitious way.
Give me that. Well, thanks. I appreciate that. You didn't need to do it though.
Just my faith dictates it.
Well, won't go against your faith.
Fair enough.
Urzak
So you can add one.
gives Eric a side eye and says, "This isn't the same coin that you dropped earlier, is it?"
The one that went through everyone's hands at some point, and I mean, I don't even know what was special about that coin to begin with.
Do I feel like I need to
No.
take everybody's money now?
That coin.
Yeah.
Goodness.
Well,
Let's.
I guess for fear of being turned into a rat again, I will go first.
And
How does my
something happened
my-
before we came in.
How does my third of Tauros feel inside being in this place?
Ooh, make a religion check.
That would recognize the coin. And I point to the sword, and I don't know. You said you have a Taurus? Vern has a Taurus?
Three of us do.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I remember the Lendis. But like where
And then the
two
two
orbs.
orbs.
Oh, it's in the orbs. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, with an 11, Vern, it doesn't seem to be stirring that much. It's not giving off any type of vibration either way. Unfortunately.
Disappointing. All right, after you, Urzak, lead the way.
Zoc will throw Vern on his back and must run through the arch.
Did you call yourself Zoc? Are you trying to make that happen?
No, I say I'm gonna toss Vern on my back.
Okay.
He wants to be
And,
called Urzo.
Urza.
No, please, I'm Blade.
Ah,
Urzy boy.
darn. We almost had a chance to have a Zeke and a Zoc in the same party.
Yes.
Vern won't mind being carried around. It makes him think back in the old days when servants would carry him from place to place. So he kind of just like goes limp. Like he's
Urzak,
Like he's used to this.
Urzak learns polymorph and turns Vern into a rat.
Yeah.
No, do not pick up Vern. Walk through the portal.
okay.
The archway.
I think somebody's vying for Vern's best friend spot.
Hey.
Now I badly want to like use these long rests for like just completely transforming that character sheet like into the 2024.
Oh no, that's what the whole Cassis temple is. That's why we're getting switched to the new 2024.
Oh, there
template.
you
go.
Yeah.
It's gonna be a complete rebirth.
Reemerge.
Yeah, all of your characters are now different. Surprise.
We all feel so weird.
Actually,
Narratively
let's
great.
grab all the subclasses that are now in 2024, and then we'll roll dice to figure out what we are.
We just completely like roll a random character sheet and replace it with your current one.
Perfect. I think that's a great idea.
Everybody
now a
loves him.
drow. Now a drow assassin.
Hobbit
Ooh.
barbarian.
Vern and Urzak,
Halfling barbarian.
you emerge on the other side of this archway, and you appear to be on a pretty wide, kind of short bridge, seemingly floating in nothing. You can see stars around you, different types of like variations on the aurora borealis and different flashes of light that streak through the sky. Seems to be nighttime, but you can't really tell because there are patches that are very bright, but also patches that are very dark. And you can feel that your body is not breathing, but you don't feel like you're choking or gasping for air. You just don't feel like you need it. Here you are.
I want to just like kind of like jump off the ground and just see if I'm lighter here. Like if the gravity's weaker.
You're not any lighter or heavier. You could ascertain the idea that the laws of nature are relatively the same or similar,
Except breathing.
except breathing. Yeah.
All right. Well, this is pretty, guys, right?
Yeah.
We,
I mean, I would follow, but would
yeah, I was
guess.
gonna say, did we all walk in with him? Is that a thing?
You can.
I would say we're behind him.
Huh. You can.
Really wish flying lasted for more than 10 minutes.
And the journey. So we went from balls. We went from when we first entered to the ethereal plane. We were traveling for what seemed like a couple of days, right, or like 4 days, whatever it was.
Yes.
Physically. And then we arrived at this chamber, which has an archway into a new area between area 1 and this area. Is there any difference internally, like a change that's happened since we've arrived, if that makes sense? After the initial, like, oh, hey, this is weird. Like, did we step
Actually,
into
you know
this
what?
chamber and then say, oh, I can no longer smell?
For Uteth, there actually is not much change. because you didn't need to breathe before anyway. So a lot of the bodily functions that you take for granted that you don't need to do are the things that are being affected here. So the 4 other people in the party, the biggest notable change is you don't need to breathe, and your body is instinctively not doing it. So your lungs are not filling with air. You will also notice as you go on that you won't need to eat or drink.
Okay,
All
so
things that Teth already doesn't need to do.
I'm like, okay, what's so great about this?
Yeah, you guys keep talking about how weird this place is. I'm just not seeing it. I don't understand what's going on. So yeah, long story short, for you, Teth, it's kind of the same. Just a
Nothing different.
new view off the side of the bridge.
New environment. Feel a little bit lighter. Okay.
And not even by much. Yeah, it's just a larger scale bending of matter and light around you, and you guys are just on a floating bridge in the middle of it.
This reminds me of something, and I can't quite pinpoint it.
When I first looked at it, it reminded me of Sonic Adventure 2, because they like fly out in space in that game, and somehow still live. They're like just out in space. Sonic is fine.
He goes Super Saiyan, dude.
That's true. That is true.
Yeah.
Super Saiyans don't have to breathe.
It reminds me of when you try to save the Nightingale in BG3.
That's exactly what I thought of. Yeah, being inside the thing.
Mm-hmm.
Of 1,000 RPGs. I feel like there's always something
Yep.
like this.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I think I'm thinking of Divinity.
Ooh, yes. Yeah.
Which is weird because I haven't played that for fucking ever.
I miss it.
All right,
Anyway.
well, going forward.
Me too, because I can sprout dragon wings. Do the dragon wings trigger like they should?
They do, yeah.
All right. I will turn around and I forget who needs a lift. I'll look at Brackle and like to see if he wants me to carry him.
Sure.
Unless Eric wants to do his water ball again to go over gaps. He really enjoys that.
I mean,
After
Relax, gonna try and just fuck.
Yeah, I was gonna say if there's a gap.
Make an acrobatics check, Urzak.
That one time when Urzak fell into the universe and
Hey, it's a 19.
Well, he had a good run.
Yeah, perfectly fine. You take your time and you find all of the good hand and footholds, and you can successfully make it across. Urzak, as you get across, you begin to see something almost as if the light was refracting in such a way that before you crossed, you couldn't see it. It was kind of bending around this structure. There is a statue right here. And I will show you what it looks like. It's of a man with a large beard. He has kind of a scepter and a bird. If I can show this to you.
Big bushy.
There it goes.
Yeah, it was like Hot Fuzz.
He has his arm stretched out with his palm up. There's a bird perched on one of his fingers. Urzak, if you get closer to this statue, you'd see that it's not very tall, maybe 5 feet tall, so you can definitely see all of the aspects of this statue. The inside of its palm that's facing up is purple. It seems to be, it looks like it's dyed into the stone, a deep shade of purple, as is the inside of the bird's mouth, which is open.
And me and my infinite knowledge of religion is this Cassius.
Make a religion check.
Your what,
Relatively low
your
DC.
what knowledge of
12.
religion? Infinite?
Infinite knowledge.
Oh, jeez.
14.
Yeah, you would know that this is not Cass's. With a 14, you would know it's relatively common knowledge. Cassis is the only one of the Presidium gods that either doesn't have a mortal form or has just never bothered to make one to walk amongst the creatures on the mortal plane. So this is definitely not Cassis. It doesn't seem to spark any type of significance as far as who this guy is. But you know it's not a prominent deity for sure.
Vern, I'll baby boy into Vern's arms.
All right. I scoop him up
Scoop.
and I carry him over.
Can I make a perception check or something for? I'm guessing Urzak tells us what he saw, or I guess I can see it for myself if I'm up there. But
I'm looking at
Mhm.
is there anything on the ground or around that seems like it would be placed in the palm or the mouth of the bird?
Yeah, make a perception check.
Gotta dust these off. Wow. Okay. That is a nat 20 for a 31.
Yeah, so with a 31, uh, you with a 31, when you take a look at the statue's hand and the bird's mouth, the actual hue of purple immediately makes you think back to the night that you had to stop Teth from running towards the mountain, the night that you were following the orb on the way to the temple. It is dead on the same color as the orb that you were following. As far as your immediate surroundings, there doesn't seem to be anything other than the five of you and this statue on the bridge. Even in the parts that are kind of broken apart, there doesn't even seem to be much rubble or disturbance on these top layers. Which you would find strange, but this seems to be a kind of strange, suspended area of time. So, other than the five of you and the statue, there is nothing usable that you can see within your line of sight.
I'd pass that information on to everyone. The same
Sweet.
exact color as the orb.
Vern will remember the last experiences we had with statues. Although I'm sure we've had other ones, but he'll stand in front of the statue and he'll get Zapdos out and try to pose exactly like the god of death facing it and see if it reacts at all.
It does not, but that's a really good idea. Make a religion check.
Whip out your rod too, like mirror him.
Oh yeah. Well. God damn it. Oh, that was
Not feeling very pious today.
I thought it was a 1 though, so I guess it's fine with that. But
yeah, could be worse. Could be worse. With a 10, you feel just a little bit closer to Cassis.
okay. I already have an orb though. I don't really need to feel that close to Cassis.
Yeah, I guess throw that feeling away right now.
Yeah.
We've already bested your deity, so it's all good.
Can we just maybe it's an offering? I don't know what would be a good offering for Cassis.
Maybe.
I'm not sure.
I
Hey,
can make up a
Eric,
good one.
do you have any cool herbs or things in your little assorted whatever to offer over here?
I will say, before you get too tied down to this,
Wrong path.
yeah,
I thought this is the only thing, right? Isn't this all that's over here?
it's not the wrong path. It's not the wrong path. It's maybe not be might not be the right path right now. Going down here towards the other end of the bridge that you are moving towards, there is another archway, and there's another door. Uh, it is black inside, so you can't see through it, but it does appear to be another way that you can go. So you're not just putting the bow of the arcane inside of the statue's hand and trying to walk away, trying to offload this.
I'll put a platinum coin on the hand just to,
Okay. How long are you keeping it there?
forever.
Okay. Yeah, it doesn't move. It doesn't disappear, certainly. But if you picked it up, the bottom of that coin is now the same color purple as the hand of the statue.
It stains.
It dyes things. Oh, that's cool.
And now I put it in the bird's mouth.
The points on the coin, that would touch the bottom of the bird's beak, where it's purple, would have the same effect. It would dye it slightly.
Okay. Does it dye my hand when I touch it?
Go ahead and try it.
Okay. I mean the coin, not the. I'm not gonna grab the statue.
The coin does not.
Okay.
Not. No.
I don't have to cut off my hand, guys.
I take Brackle's hand. And
Take his forehead and shove it in. Well, I don't know if anybody has any better ideas, but
I polymorph into a bird and touch the hand.
Yeah, you could certainly do that if you want.
No, I cannot polymorph.
Before crossing this this chasm, is there any writing on this side of, like, on this structure behind us or in sight?
There is no writing.
Okay.
Eric and Teth, how are you two planning to get across this thing? You can certainly go the same way as Urzak and just make an acrobatics check if you'd like.
How big is he up? 20 feet, 15 feet?
Depending on how the diagonal of the grid lays for you, between 15 and 20 feet. But that far right side is connected, so you can get over with a. I guess I didn't really set a DC for Urzak because he rolled a 19. Like a DC 14 acrobatics, you could get over without any problems.
All right, yeah, fuck that. I'm not doing that. I'm gonna get 10 feet back and then just long jump.
There you go.
So I can long jump at least 18 feet without too much issue. And then just go jump, 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 jump. Try to jump across.
Great. You clear it.
Yeah.
What about you, Eric?
Eric considers, well, actually, question. So, like, time's passing. Are we getting sleepy the more time passes, right? Like, you would normally feel
You are not.
so breathing, eating, drinking, sleeping, none of that.
Nope.
And not even feeling hunger, I imagine.
Nope.
Great.
Isn't it great?
This is my life all the time. This is how my life is every moment of every day.
You guys want to become a kill caster?
So Eric, like, circles logically around, oh yeah, normally Urzak would be cooking up sausage every morning or whatever it is, but so it's just a surprise to Eric. And then he actually just goes over the edge here.
Bye.
Will you?
You're going over the edge.
Yeah,
What?
let's do it.
Yeah, you're
Oh god.
you're gonna
Wait,
start falling. You're gonna start falling.
are,
What
are
you
any of
gonna
us
do to
looking
save
back
yourself?
at Eric?
He's got wild shape. Or
Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
I've got, yeah.
Okay.
Death was,
Uh,
but there's nothing he can do.
Eric, I need you to make a well, I'll say this first. You feel like you're falling so much faster than you normally would on the material plane.
Okay.
What is your plan here?
Just a wild shape into giant eagle.
I need you to make a wisdom save to keep the focus enough to actually wild shape.
Yeah.
It's going to be a DC 13 wisdom saving throw.
Well, okay. Well, I can't fail that, but okay.
Just don't roll one.
You picked the right one, DM.
That's really funny because it seems like a really unwise thing of him to do.
Right.
I'm so wise. The
Super
unwise
low
decisions don't
intelligence.
affect
Super
me.
low intelligence. What was the result? It's not popping up on my end.
It says 18.
18. Okay. Yeah, you can go ahead and wild shape at your leisure.
Okay.
Look, a birdie.
I hate to tell you guys, I don't know why, but Eric's gone.
Huh?
Eric just jumped over the side.
Yep, he just jumped right off the side of the cliff.
And
Does
I
he know
come
something we
back
don't?
and
I got to be honest, I'm not too surprised.
2024 wild shape, I can talk.
He was
It's
kind
true.
of
Yeah.
troubled
Yeah.
individual. So
I mean,
I
he
knew
picked
I
a
did.
beautiful place to.
Yeah. Very
when
scenic.
you live your life to bring your brother back to freedom,
Yeah.
and you accomplish that goal, you really have nothing else to live for.
And I mean, we were all saying that his brother was the cooler one anyway. So maybe it's better this way.
I totally
Petition
love
for
to, like,
Halberad the second to join the party.
I'd love to like reemerge like on the other
The
side,
other side.
underneath the bridge, and then come up over the side. To
Like,
just
like over
hear them-
here.
Just hear them
Just, like,
saying
pop up.
whatever. Yeah.
Eldritch Blast. What the fuck?
So it's gonna be giant eagle.
If the giant bird's here, but there's got to be a giant purple guy too.
Yeah, I know, right?
Open your mouth, giant eagle.
So yeah, I'll
Do it.
perch. I'll perch on the ledge. And
Yeah.
make
Statue
a
doesn't
percep-
move.
Make a glance and look at the bird statue, or more focused on the bird.
Okay.
Statue.
What exactly are you looking for?
It's almost like a history check, but like for this bird, right? So it's like a nature check.
Yeah, I'll give
Does
you a
this-
nature check for that.
Does this bird have a name and such and such?
Yeah, go ahead with a nature check.
All right.
You do not get your bonus from the herbalism kit for this, though.
I love the reflex that you has been built.
I always need to know. Well, nature is such a it's kind of like you're either really good in nature or you're not. So it's you use it so seldom that whenever you do it, I know that I need to check myself. Is this something that I can give him a bonus for or not?
Mhm.
Hold on one
But
second.
can I do spell? No, I can't do spells as wild shape in 2024.
No, unfortunately.
Roll 20.
But the spells that you're concentrating on don't drop when you wild shape, though. That's the difference.
Okay.
So you can pop some concentration spells, and you don't lose concentration if you wild shape. Yeah, with a 25 nature,
That's how
you
it
would
used to be.
notice.
Yeah, that's how it used to be.
Is it? I don't know
Yeah,
if I've ever actually
that's what
played a
everyone's
druid long term.
strategy was like, oh yeah, put on a concentration spell, and then
Yeah.
and watch if you're good.
With the 25 nature, Eric, you would know that this is a very old. Like this is how phoenixes were portrayed at the beginning of the continent. Like in the oldest texts that you're familiar with, this is the standard for how a phoenix would be sculpted or drawn. So you're pretty sure that this is a representation of a phoenix.
Nice. It's like how ancient civilizations in our world like draw hippos as like lizards or something. Like
Yeah. Just
poorly
like the
drawn giraffes look
the
like.
evolution of the style and concept of art.
Nature hippos, lizards.
Yeah, and like I said, 2024 lets druids talk in their wild shape. So I don't know. An eagle I should be able to talk in common.
Give me your best eagle voice, Eric. Just the scratchiest, most abrasive bullshit voice. Yeah, we can adopt that rule tonight. I'm not mad about that. Go ahead and speak if you want to.
I think that'd be my intention. Would be to switch over to 2024. Yeah.
Okay. And that's something that we can all kind of work on over the next couple of weeks, off game.
All right, you guys ready?
As you have time.
Yeah.
Phoenix. I don't know.
Yeah. Fuck yeah.
Good.
Okay.
That's pretty good.
Yeah.
I love that.
My wings flare.
But
Yeah.
I think this eagle's name is Phoenix, guys.
Or maybe
It's
the
just
man's
Eric.
name is Phoenix.
Yeah, I guess you wouldn't know that it's Eric, so it's just this eagle. It's like, hi, my name is Phoenix the Eagle.
And
I
Eric
thought
never talked before.
Eric
so.
jumped off the ledge over there. Your friend's dead, dude.
We've already moved on
Long
so
gone.
fast.
Would he have like feathering patterns that we would recognize?
I would assume that most of Eric's wild shapes look
The wings
relatively the same.
The wings have a little bit of that augmenting from that one tattoo.
Oh yeah.
Kazakh
Yeah.
or whatever.
I always imagine it's kind of
Visual.
like Beast Boy from Teen Titans. You know, he was always like green and always looked kind of the same whenever he's an animal.
Yeah.
That's true.
Nice.
That's what.
But to further drive the point, the eagle's gonna land on the statue and peck at the phoenix. Phoenix and peck. And then I'll like use my wings and curl them into myself. Eric.
Brackle.
I think
I think
There's
Eric's been reborn as a giant eagle.
I was about to say, yeah.
Can we make just like a little bit of fire in the palm or something, or ash or something?
I might be completely missing this, but is there like no path forward?
Go back to the
There
list.
is.
There it is. It's a dark.
All right.
It's
another
dark,
door.
shadowy archway.
It's not okay. Just
It's
wanted
another
to
archway.
check. Okay, carry on.
I was waiting for everyone else to come across. And now everyone's across.
Yeah.
Okay, guys, let's
Let's go to the next
one.
place.
No. We're not gonna come back to this thing probably ever, right?
Yeah, we will. Maybe.
Just
On the way out, maybe.
Vern, why don't you just hold hands with him? You'll never leave your side.
Yeah, I'll use my middle arm. I'll make my arm like. Does it glow purple too? Or is it just colored purple now?
The stone itself is colored purple. So are you physically touching the palm of the hand?
With my metal arm, yeah.
Yeah. So I need a Constitution saving throw, please, Fern.
+5.
Put a finger down the bird's throat.
Yeah. Choke it.
Yeah.
With a 30, you're all set. So So you don't incur any pain. There's no damage done to you. Your hand is purple, though. When it pulls away,
Is
the
it,
palm of your hand where you touched it is purple.
does it glow?
It doesn't.
Mm.
It's as if
Oh,
it
it's just
stained your
purple? It's
palm.
not like a.
Just not even a
Oh.
cool purple. No glitter.
Oh,
No neon Microsoft Word effects.
Like a
I want to
map.
hold my purple hand up into the space and see. Does anything happen? Does a bird come in alight on my hand?
Unfortunately, no birds. No.
Cute Eric.
Okay.
I say
I'll
we
be
move on.
Oh yeah, we'll walk on. I'll be watching my hand though to see if the color like starts to just like fade over time, or if I'm actually just purple now.
You will notice, Brackle, if you look at that coin again,
Mhm.
the purple is starting to fade. So
Okay.
you would glean after about 2 minutes or so, 2 or 3 minutes, it'll start to fade, and it will eventually return back to normal.
It's just blackberry juice.
I was gonna say
Yeah.
by fade you mean their color comes back, not disintegrates, right?
Correct. Yeah, the purple
Okay.
hue fades, and they're yeah.
Not my
I
plant.
think we walk on into the.
You just dissolve. Your hand just dissipates.
Yeah.
Thanos
Mr.
dusts
Stark.
out into.
You can't just
Yeah.
go around touching things, you know?
Yeah, as you move forward, you get the feeling as you're kind of approaching this other archway that inside of it is very similar to the archway that you exited before. It's the same darkness, the same kind of weightless feeling as you enter through it. And you can't see this from the outside of the arch, but as you enter, you do see a small light. Probably. Who's going through first?
Probably Urzak.
Urzak, make me a. I will give you either perception or survival. Your choice.
Well, they're both wisdom based. So here comes +0.
A.
Can I give him
Okay.
a bardic?
Yeah, you can.
Keep your eyes sharp.
Plus D10.
Mm-hmm.
Oh,
Hey.
yeah.
Nice.
23.
Nice. Yeah, with a 23, you're used to this now. Even though it was only moments for you, your body is now used to traveling through this. So almost innately, you can find your way and lead everybody else in a pretty tight grouping through this next area of blackness. From pretty far out, you understand that the light up ahead is the same shape. It's the same archway shape as the other two that you've walked through already. You don't perceive any danger. In fact, it feels incredibly calm. Even though it doesn't look like any light can really be produced inside of this area, you have all five of you will have a rather warm feeling inside of you. It feels like you're kind of being carried along and protected as you're walking through this area. Now that you think about it, the moment you crossed through the veil was the last time any of you would have felt like you were able to be frightened at all.
Is this just a test simulator, Barlos?
We get to the end and we're just looking out of his eyeballs.
It's you're actually misfrizzling. You're magic school busing through
Yeah.
Teth's body right now.
Oh, that'd be great.
Combined with a little being John Malkovich.
Yeah,
Oh,
yeah,
yeah.
exactly. It is just being John Malkovich inside of the Magic School Bus. It takes maybe 10 minutes to cross through this place
Malkovich.
until you get through to uh, the other archway. And it's the same as it was before when you entered the first time, when you entered onto the bridge. You really couldn't see what was ahead until you got to the threshold of this arch. And I just realized that I don't have any of your character tokens in this next place. Per usual. Oh, Urzak, I don't know what effects I have on your token. Oh, gotta hide that. Oops. About to give something away there. Right. Walking out of this other arch, this does feel like a finite point. This does not seem like it goes anywhere other than this space. You see the same type of flooring that seems to be made of the exact same substance that the bridge was made of, some type of stone-ish. There is considerable amount of destruction here that was not on the bridge. Obviously, there was the part that was destroyed in the middle, but this seems to, you can see little fractures and chips on the ground all throughout here, not just the larger pieces that have broken off. And also, I couldn't find a token or something to properly represent this, but I will notate these on the map here. So there are two they almost look like bird baths. They're kind of just small pillars with a little basin sitting on top of it. And there are two of them.
Didn't the
One over
Melora
here.
thing a bird bath business before we sent Melora? Am I misremembering?
There was something with the blood in the
they're-
water.
Yeah, there were little like bowls. These do not look like those. They were similar though. They're kind of just like basins of water. These are much bigger, first of all. So the actual kind of pillar that it's sitting on is about 4 feet tall, and the basin itself is very large. So in order to look onto it, you'd have to be at least 5'6" to 5'8" to see into what's on top, which I think all of you are. So that's not a big deal. But any of the shorter races would struggle to actually see what's inside of these. But you see them. You can't tell from your position what is inside of them. Other notable things behind this area, like back here, it looks like this space, whatever this area is that this thing is floating in, extends behind the door. So this looks like you are floating in space. So if you go over here and look off the edge, there would be nothing where you came from. You're isolated kind of on this floating rock. So that is one thing of note. And the other thing, if you head up to the edge up here and look down, the darkness below is very similar to the darkness that you just came from. So it is black down there. What are you guys doing?
Fire.
Yeah, Eric jumps down.
Push him off.
Sucked down into the void. Yeah.
I'll nod to. Is Eric still an eagle?
Mm-hmm.
I'll be like, Eric, go check out that bird bath over there, and I'll fly with my wings, so I'm like plenty above this one, looking down into it to see
Sure.
what I see. What do you got, Eric?
So if you, both of them are the same.
Okay.
If you look inside of them, there is a circular piece of glass that is sitting on the top, just like flush with the top of this bowl.
Hmm.
You can see on both sides. I will notate this for you as well. There are there's of course right now as I'm trying to present the description of this thing, I can't remember the word that I need to use to show you how it actually functions. So they act kind of like those really
lamp
small bathroom mirrors that are on those swivels.
Yeah.
Okay, like
We
makeup
try and
mirrors.
What, like one side's closer and one side's further away, kind of thing?
that I don't get caught up on that. That was a
Okay.
bad description. Let me try and find. Yeah, that was my fault.
Let's see.
Oh, I don't know if that's what I wanted to do. We'll see in a second once it populates. Jesus. Yep, there it is. Okay.
Whoa.
Yeah,
Yeah.
so it operates like this on a swivel.
Okay.
But right now they're flat. So they are flat, and it's just glass. It's not a mirror. It's just a pane of glass that's circular that you and Eric, Vern and Eric, you would both be able to tell can probably swivel around in the bowl. It's deep enough that you can kind of move it and reposition it however you would like inside of the bowl, just like this.
Is anything beneath the glass?
Nothing is beneath the glass, no.
I'll use my foot, my toe, and I'll rotate it so I'm flying above it, and see if that changes what I see in the bowl.
It doesn't change what you see in the bowl. It
Oh.
does, depending on. You'll see kind of as it like rotates randomly. There are points within its rotation where somewhere light behind it is caught through, and you see light refracted through it that shoots out kind of in a beam out towards this void out here, off of the side of the rock.
It's reflecting what light?
Just
Like
light
just
from behind it.
vague starlight.
Yeah.
Huh.
Eric will use his eagle voice
Please do.
for looking over to Vern and shouting, "Converge the light there."
That's not the eagle voice. Try it again, Brad. Let's hear it.
Converge light there.
There it is.
Perfect.
I feel like
Sonny,
Brad, take a point of inspiration for going for it with the
Yeah,
eagle voice, please.
I feel like the wrestling that they do in Sunny in Philadelphia.
Yes, yeah.
Does inspiration point stack?
You do
Wasn't it like up to something?
3.
Up to 3.
I'll do what he says, and I'll
Find
the
the
glass to-
light angle and
that will allow our lights to touch. Just the tips, then.
Yeah. So how precise are you trying to be with this, or are you just kind of spinning it around trying to
Oh yeah.
get lucky?
I spun it once, and there wasn't like a trap that was triggered or anything, so I'd assume that I'm just
I don't know if only he's the one that can manipulate it, but I don't know if as an eagle I can articulate and grab the device.
I would say it would it would require some type. I would require probably either a dex save or an acrobatics check to properly function this without opposable thumbs.
So I'm trying to do it with my claws of my feet.
Yeah, make a sleight of hand check actually.
Sleight of hand. Okay, so I may
Yeah.
just end up like scratching at the device.
On a nat one, anything can happen.
Oh God. I'm pretty sure I'm not even as a giant eagle. I see that this thing, if it does look like that, I'm like, it's gonna be fragile glass, and I'm gonna
You
be
can
proud.
tell that the glass is very thick.
Thick?
It's pretty
So
damn
I could
thick.
be. I think I'll. Yeah, I
Thick.
think maybe I'll give it a try. Give it a whirl.
Okay.
Let's see if my extension worked because I've been on Firefox now. I'm on Chrome, so okay. It might send through, but it's a nat one.
Is it really?
No.
Oh my god.
Maybe you did find a way to shatter it. Who knows?
Shit.
Yeah, this is going to impede the next
Hold
step
on.
of whatever
Let me
process.
do inspiration.
You do have inspiration. You do
Yeah.
have
Oh
inspiration.
yeah.
Okay. Let's do that.
I'm going to say with your inspiration, you're going to need to clear 10 for this not to have a negative effect.
Clear 10. Oh, okay.
Won't be a nat one at least.
You need
Clear
at
it. Clear
There you go. There you go.
Nice.
Jeez.
There you go.
Got it.
On demand. Nice.
You did
okay.
it.
With a 10, just barely, you find it within yourself to get one of your claws kind of underneath the bottom of the rim of this piece of glass, and you just barely are able to get it up on the swivel. You don't catch any light, unfortunately, the way that you are positioning it. You just don't have the dexterity to move it articulately enough. But at least you got it up out of the bowl.
Good.
So you're closer than you were a minute ago, and you're not damaging the glass. So that's good.
Eric, proud enough that he, figured out the scheme of getting the lights to point at each other out there and not destroy it with his wild shape form. He's content. He's just gonna defer to someone over in the center.
Yeah, Brackle, why don't you go over there and lend a hand?
Teth, I see you moved your token. Are you looking at anything specific?
I'm just keeping an eye on this area.
Teth, why don't you give me a either perception or nature and religion. So one of the first two and religion. And for the religion, I will allow you to use charisma. You can use charisma.
Natural one perception.
Jesus, what is going on?
Dang.
Well, actually, no, I'll fucking tank it. And then with charisma, there'd be another 5.
Oh, do you have a way of re-rolling?
Oh, I'm choosing not to re-roll it. I do have inspiration.
But you do have, okay.
I don't give a fuck.
Yeah.
Yeah. What's the fun in not taking the one? Except for your case, you would have shattered that 100%.
It's like our only way of.
Religion is 14. It's funny because those numbers are actually pretty close to each other. But one is a 1.
I'll be right back.
Mm-hmm.
Well, that looks worse. Hold on a second. Okay, there we go. Hopefully that makes it a little bit more clear what they are. With a 10 perception from a natural 1, you don't really glean anything other than kind of the surface aspects of this place. Leaning over the edge, it certainly feels similar to the darkness that you just walked through and floated down from the cave in the wilds. Looking into the darkness, though, Teth, with a 14 religion. If you take a moment to just kind of sit back and slow down and really just stare into this, you can see very slightly kind of in front of you they almost look like tracks. How do I want to describe these? They look like kind of lines that you see. Again, I will attempt to draw these out. They all start on a point out here. You see these lines out in the distance if you stare down there for long enough.
Are they coming from that focal point in the center and kind of going out? Or
You can't really tell. They're pretty far away, so the depth perception that it would take to actually see their starting point and ending point, or what you're even really looking at, would take a much higher roll.
okay, so they're not coming to the platform; they're just down there.
They are not coming to the platform. They are, consider them. Yeah, that's kind of a bad representation.
Yeah, well,
Okay. Don't look
I
at
get
this
what
over
you're
here.
saying. I get what you're saying from it. I was just trying to figure out if it was actually coming up or if it was like deep, like 1,000 feet down.
Think of it like on a totally different plane, right? Like it's a totally different flat surface, way far down from where you are.
Got it.
And once you stop concentrating on those and you kind of look away for a second, they're gone. You have to refocus and really tune in to what you're looking for, and they'll start to reappear for you. But at a glance, you wouldn't be able to just like look down there real quick and see them.
I think I'll just keep looking at them while they solve the puzzle.
Okay.
I'll relay the information as well.
Okay.
I'll try and aim where Teth said, like just aim towards the center down there.
Okay. Aiming directly towards the center does not make anything happen. It you can kind of catch little flickers of light along the way, but actually pointing directly at this point is not. It's not the status you need to be at.
Okay.
To catch light.
Am I able to point at Trent or at Vern?
You can, yeah. You can easily manipulate these to spin 360 degrees, so they can swivel all the way around horizontally, and then they also spin vertically. So they can go in any direction that you need them to go in.
I will point it at Vern. Vern's thing.
Moving from to think about this mentally for a second. So you're moving from this point.
From here.
You're moving
to
from
here.
this point
Going this way
here.
to straight that way.
You're kind of moving from like this to this. Somewhere between those two angles, Brackle,
Mhm.
from here to here. That like whatever that is, the 25 degrees or something like that. You do catch a bit of light, and you all see a beam of light erupt from Brackle's glass. Just for a moment, out into the void. Not when it's completely facing Vern's mirror or Vern's glass, but like, gosh, this is the. I don't know what I was thinking doing this puzzle on a grid. The square grid is the worst way to do this.
Well, I'll go back in between those. Try to lock into wherever that point was.
Give me a.
Nice performance check, maybe. How does he
I
perform with a mirror?
I want an insight check, actually, Brackle.
Oh, insight.
Maybe a nice stealth check.
Insight. Where are you? Damn it! He picked my lowest modifier.
I thought he was pausing.
Of course,
he was actually looking.
Yeah,
at
he was
your
looking up your character sheet real quick.
8.
An 8. You can't quite find the exact. With this check,
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
You feel like you, as the operator of the glass, have as much to do with its success as the glass and its position itself. You feel like the idea of you trying out something new, accompanied with the correct positioning, may have drawn the light out of it. And with an 8, you just can't find that center again, unfortunately. So you get it back to the position where you thought it might have been, and it catches a few sparks of light, but it doesn't quite get to where it was before, unfortunately, with an 8.
Are there any measurements etched in to like
There are not.
coordinates or?
There are not.
Vern, just slowly turn in a circle.
Yeah, Vern will see Brackle's attempt and slowly move it until it also erupts light from some angle.
Yeah, make an insight check. With an 18. You look into this piece of glass, Vern. As you're rotating it, you kind of lose yourself. You're slowly rotating this. And to everybody else that's watching, it just looks like you're being really careful about getting every single degree of this rotation just to double check. But really, you are looking into this glass, and you're kind of caught by just how perfect it is. It's a thick piece of glass, and it's perfectly clear. There's no reason for it to be as well crafted as it is, and it's just
That's a nice
it's
piece of glass.
mesmerizing to you. That's a nice piece of glass, dog.
God
You-
damn, that's good.
Doesn't pieces of glass like that don't come around very often. You are rotating it, and you
You think I'm just a piece
swear
of
at
glass?
a point. Yeah, what am I? Just a piece of glass to you? At a point, you swear on the other side of the glass, you see the image of your mother. You're positive.
Mama.
And at that
Oh.
point, light begins refracting out of Vern's glass, and it doesn't refract like normal glass should. It kind of comes out of the side. So, like, if you're looking in a, can you all see Teth's aura?
No.
You know,
No.
God damn. Okay, hold on one second. You see it now?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay. So Teth is in. So this is like the piece of glass, right? The light is actually coming out of kind of over here on the glass. It's
Oh.
not going through the center like you would expect it to. And it shines
There.
right down in line with this light.
Oh. Okay. Do I still see my mother? Like now that it's erupting, is she just frozen there in the glass, or just for a moment she appeared to like give me a hint and now she's gone?
She does stay there. Yeah. The light coming
Is she
through kind of
animated?
jars you away. She's it's not animated like the mirror of Erised Harry Potter, where
That's
you
what I
look
was
in
thinking. Yeah.
Yeah.
and you see all of your deepest desires. It's not like that. It's almost like you're looking in, and she's just kind of like mirroring what you're doing. So you're kind of seeing her in yourself.
Okay. Brackle.
Yeah.
Just rotate the glass until you see your mom. That's all you gotta do.
I don't know if I know what she looks like, but I can try.
Just like a
Um,
female version of Brackle.
He's
I'll
still bald with a mustache,
Also
fake
bald, yeah.
mustache.
I'll start doing what he's saying, but I'll actually try and look and try to find Zolturai in the glass.
Yeah,
instead.
you can make another insight check with skill check fatigue. You can try this
Okay.
again, but the DC is going to be 2 higher.
Okay.
So this DC is going to be set at 14 instead of 12. Go ahead,
Nice.
Breckle.
Let me just think like bolster.
Can you inspire yourself? Is that a thing you can do?
No. Unfortunately not.
Wrong
Oh,
campaign
actually-
for guidance.
Feats. There's something. Inspiration.
Move this back.
No. Okay. Nope, I don't have anything. All right. We'll just raw dog it.
There you go.
Nat 20, baby. Plus 3.
There you go.
23.
Similarly to Vern, but with a much more mixed set of emotions, I suppose, considering who you are about to see in this piece of glass. You do the same thing. You rotate it again. This time, you are going into it kind of figuring that just moving it physically isn't enough. You have to really consider where you are and which deity you are within the temple of. And as you start rotating the glass, you focus more on the glass and stop thinking so much about what you're actually doing. And within a matter of moments, your body is turning this, but you are not. You're not really conscious in doing that. And just like Vern, after a moment, you begin to see the image of Zulturai mimicking your motions. You see him in yourself in the reflection in this glass. And the moment you see him, light erupts out of it and goes to this same center point. This will also hit the same point that Vern's did. I guess I should carry this all the way out too. These carry through the glass all the way out the back of this place.
Can we see any, or can Teth see anything in the void now with the light going down there?
It is still total blackness. It is complete darkness. Your best kind of parallel to this, Teth, would be magical darkness. But even that is kind of a stretch. Like it seems to be more permanent than that. I don't know that there's anything outside of like wish this away would cut through this type of darkness.
Yeah, Teth's just used to looking at the orb, so he's just doing what's familiar.
Yeah. Getting
Who
lost in.
Who has good, like super good insight or arcana or something?
My insight's decent, but not good.
Eric has good insight.
I was gonna say probably Eric or Urzak.
Okay, Arcana.
I can give a few bardics out if people want to try and deduce what's going on here or trying to
Urzak's
figure out what the goal is.
Urzak's curious about the magic of this place. He's an studious man.
I'll give one to Teth, Eric, and
Sweet.
What is it nowadays? D12?
it is a D10.
Should still be a D10.
D10, yeah.
Dog shit.
Uh,
It's
15
not
is
really dog shit,
not
but-
bad though. 15 is not bad. What exactly are you looking for, Urzak?
He's just trying to understand the magic at play here. Obviously, like you said, it's some high level shit. So, just trying to understand, like, obviously, like this lens has some magical properties to it. Perhaps trying to dissect what properties they are and how it's affecting the light.
Is this insight or arcana?
Arcana.
Okay. With a 15 arcana, and I'll get to your insight real quick after this, Eric. With a 15 arcana, you are kind of just observing at first, watching Vern and Brackle mess with these plates of glass. And you take into account the things that Teth saw down below. You would assume that there are a set of guiding lines of sort. And you just close your eyes and kind of try and commune with this space. You've been here for long enough now that you understand where you are. You understand who Cassis is and what Cassis's job in the Pantheon is, what role he fills. Pair that with the strange feeling of comfort and calm that you are all experiencing here, despite being in a very otherworldly setting that would not appear on the material plane. This is perhaps the closest you have been, Urzak, to any type of positive domain of death. This is the closest you've been to the this is the thinnest the weave has ever been for you. You communing with this, you are recalling memories from your early childhood incredibly easily. It's as if you have photographic memory of anything that you did with any of your siblings, whether it was fighting or not. The memories that stick out the most are of siblings that have passed. You remember battles that you have fought with foes that ended up falling by your sword, specifically after you got the Blade of Lendis. As you kind of look around, you notice that these stones, these bricks that make up this place, if you get down kind of on your hands and knees and you really look down at the fabric of what this place is made up of, it's all tiny flecks of light. And the closer you get to them, it's like those puzzles that are made up of like thousands of tiny little pictures, and then you zoom way out and it just looks like a big picture, and you can't tell that it's made up of a bunch of different things. That's what this floor is like. You're seeing thousands and thousands of your past memories playing out in the floor, in the walls, in the columns of this piece of stone. And you can only assume, if you ask other people if they do the same, it would be the same scenario with their own memories. So this place, you would glean with a 15, that this place is the same but somewhat different depending on who is here. So it is the most Cassis thing that you could think of for this to be, whatever this is.
This is kind of like there was something similar in Dick Butt's domain too. Vern's fanboy.
Oh,
Coralon?
yeah,
Coralon.
Coralon.
Yeah, it was like the dome with like the kind of like the shattered glass effect on it. Memories.
Yeah, actually, yes. Now that you bring that up, this is a much less chaotic, more welcoming slideshow of your past, but it is very similar to that tower at the bottom of Coralon's temple, where flickers of your life were kind of like flashing, and they were showing a lot of the negative things that happened, a lot of the sorrow and death and mistakes. And this is mostly positive. This is showing you playing with your siblings when you were younger. This is showing you getting crowned as the Eternal Blade. This is showing you your victories in battle. Things like that.
All right, guys. Somebody find Steve. Bring Steve here.
Yeah,
Steve?
really.
Steven.
He really got the short end of the stick
Steven.
in the Coralon place.
Yeah. Okay. I don't know. Did you see anything from the light beams?
The light beams Actually, I will take that from Eric. Eric, your insight was a 22. You kind of you're not looking at it from a magical sense, so you kind of miss some of the intricacies that Urzok picks up on, Eric. But as a general sense, you are taking in a lot more of spatial information. Around you, the same as it was on the bridge, there are pockets of light and dark around you out in this space. It seems to be random, but as you are now following these beams of light, they travel out far past where you are, far past this floating stone. And you see, if you'd go over to these columns and kind of look out into this area, this place, that both beams are kind of shooting out to a distant patch of light that is not randomly, going in and out. You can see 4 distinct patches of clouds. They look kind of like clouds of light far off. 2 of them are now housing these beams of light that have refracted through these things. The other 2 are, as you would imagine, kind of in line with these 2 lines that Teth is seeing down below.
Mm-hmm.
So they're kind of like back here, back here. You do not have any glass to refract them that you can see on the surface. So you can certainly try and investigate somewhere else. But it seems to be those points of stability that are providing the light for you to do this.
Okay. Eric looks at Vern and squawks, "Creation!"
I forgot that you're still the eagle. It's so good.
Actually, it's more creation, like a question.
Okay, yeah. Inquiring. Yeah.
Guys, what should we name our new eagle friend?
Still
Roger.
totally unaware that it's not that it's
I know.
Eric.
I mean, I miss.
No,
go.
it's too soon, eagle friend.
Just too sad.
Jonathan.
Nice.
Okay, wait. So I'm using
Dungeons and
I'm using
Dragons,
creation.
the movie. Jonathan.
You're casting creation.
Wait, what am I using creation for again?
The bird said
brainstorming cat.
creation.
We have a new cat, by the way.
What
Eric,
does it look like?
the eagle's gonna hover here and sort of fly in one spot and
Let's try this time.
say glass. Glass.
Oh, to make more mirrors. Okay, yeah, I got you. I will. I can leave my post, right? It's not like gonna tilt or anything. The mirror. Okay.
Yeah, you can tell
I,
that it takes some elbow grease to move
at
it, so they can stay stationary.
I'll say bye, mom. Does she say bye, mom back?
She does not know.
All right. I'll go over here and I will
That was nice.
make
Andrew.
a mirror
Monk's a good day.
of. Wait, how am I gonna? I'm gonna make a mirror out of like whatever this like super durable magic, beautiful glass. I'm just gonna like make my
Hell
own.
yeah.
I don't think.
That'll be awesome.
Okay,
we can take
we're gonna
it with
burn
us.
through a high level spell slot, but okay. Yeah, I'll cast creation, I guess, since it's the bird told me. And I still think the bird was like divinely given to us. It's like
Right?
some spirit guide that was sent to us by Cassis.
I'm like, Eric's just like, man, they're listening to me today. Like,
I can't believe they're taking all of my ideas. Yeah.
Eric would love this. I wish he was here.
I wonder where that guy went. That's so
This
weird.
is like the divine version of Clippy.
Yeah.
Dude,
We're getting us all this great
finishing
advice.
this ritual?
Oh, thanks, Eagle. You're the best.
Okay, I'll burn through a 5th level spell slot and cast Creation to create a duplicate mirror as best I can.
Okay.
I feel like
Eric's
this isn't
so
gonna
happy
work.
that it's not like his own spellcasting signature on all the wild shapes he's done in the past, where at least the party has recognized that it's him in that wild shape, or maybe they personally like saw him wild shape, so they're like, okay, he is that wolf or whatever. But now
Eagle is too normal for
impressed,
Eric.
he's impressed that he's
Mm.
fooled them. Like got
If this was really Eric, it'd be like a caraway or a pelican. Eagle's too run of the mill.
oh yeah, it'd be osprey, right?
A
Yeah.
giant albatross.
Yeah, the biggest bird imaginable. Okay, so these mirrors. So if you're modeling it after the pieces of glass that you see here, they are made of glass and of stone. But I would say you could probably get away with making the holder out of metal. So part of it is going to be the adamantine or mithril, and the other part of it is going to be crystal.
Okay, which means we're
So
not going
I
very
will-
long with this, right? I get
Correct.
1 minute.
I'll give you. I'll let you split the difference because you're making both. So I will give you 10 minutes with this
Okay, that's nice.
piece of glass. So if you want to wait to cast this and figure out what you want to do for the other one, or if you want to
Yeah, I'm
cast
not gonna,
creation for both of them, you will have this for 10 minutes.
I'd
once
rather
you
see
cast
if the group has another creative idea. I'll go.
Okay.
And Great Spirit. What about the last mirror?
Could you use an orb to refract the light?
Or
Your orb bird?
I don't know how I feel about giving Vern's orb to this random spirit guide, but
No, don't give it to the bird. I'm just saying. To
keep it away from
test
the bird
it,
at all costs.
we could. Vern can take his orb and then try and refract the light, to see if it even works.
yeah, I guess Vern
I
can also
already.
fly.
Can my mom be in 2 places though?
Oh,
I feel like
believe
you can't be
me,
needed. I'm-
your mom can be in 2 places.
I'll try and cast animal friendship on the bird.
Eric, how do you react to this?
It's just a charm person, right?
It would just fizzle.
It just makes you guys friends. You guys are already friends, right?
yeah, it works.
Super friends.
Super friends.
Success.
But there's 2 more lines we think that we need to create.
Correct.
Yeah.
I mean, try the orb first. If that doesn't work, or if that gives us some idea of how it's working, then and then we try the crystal glass.
On the insight. Oh no, that was. Never mind.
Is there like 2 other mirrors that are hidden behind the archway? You just pull out. They're like in the storage closet.
You could go check.
Yeah, I'll go check. Go check the storage closet.
Yeah. So if you head back kind of here or either side, I suppose. I would allow you to kind of peer around and kind of get an okay look at what's back there. I need a DC 14 acrobatics check to get the best look.
Can I hold on to to make sure he doesn't
Yeah,
fall.
let's say.
Yeah, make an athletics check, Urzak.
Nope, we'll do
I'll be his spotter.
I'm really tall, so that works out well, right?
28.
Hey, with a 28, that's gonna knock your DC way down. We'll say a gentleman's 8
Mhm.
for your acrobatics check, Teth.
No acrobatics. What the fuck?
Gentleman's 8.
Well, I needed it.
Hey, woo. Yeah, with Urzak's help, he kind of plants his feet and wedges his body in around some of the stone here, and you can easily kind of lean out over the edge, and you do indeed see two mirrors. Oh, they're not mirrors. Two plates of glass, kind of back here, Teth. Again, with Urzak's help, you can reach out and pull them in. They don't actually come up onto the ground. They can just kind of like rest in this window here. But if you look up and kind of have in your memory where that guiding line was up here, they do end up. Let's see. Does it work? Can I actually get the right place? No, I can't because it's going from the center of the square. Love that. But yeah, it's going to be somewhere around here.
Don't know where you're
We'll
putting
just
it.
kind of.
No idea.
Oh, because I'm on the GM layer. That's why.
Yeah, I see what you mean. Okay.
Yeah, it's going to be
that's what I was-
somewhere in this window between these columns. It'll just kind of rest and fix there. It's not emitting any light yet, though.
So it kind of just like I pull it out and it kind of like sits there.
You can see
Or-
that it's on the same type of swivel system as the other two.
Okay, so I can interact with that.
Correct.
Now, is the other one on the other side?
Yes, it is.
Do I have to go over there and do the same thing, like pull it out?
Yes, you do.
Okay, I'm gonna go try to do that with the help of Urzak, so I don't fall into the abyss.
Okay. Give me another athletics check, Urzak, and another acrobatics check, Teth.
Assuming Urzak would like me to not fall.
Damn. Urzak's strong right now.
Yeah, we'll set it at the same DC. 8 is fine.
Oh my god.
my gosh.
I hate it. That's why.
yeah.
Urzak's
You-
like, can you like help at all here? Or
He's just haphazardly throwing his body out.
He feels
over
really
the edge.
comfortable in Urzax's arms. So
Yeah.
it just
Implicit trust. Yeah.
you're kind of flailing wildly, Teth. I need you to calm
I'm
down.
just like holding on to
I
my
just
ankle.
can't
And I'm
reach
just
it. Yeah.
the first time Urzax realized how fucking heavy Teth is.
like, God
Jesus.
damn it.
Jesus Christ.
You're like glitching in a video game.
Yeah, so Teth, you do the exact same thing that you did on the other side. Maybe your foot just barely slips a little bit, but Urzak helps to catch you, and you get that piece of glass back into this window here. No sweat.
No sweat.
A little sweat.
I don't sweat.
Little tiny bits of sweat. Yeah.
Okay.
All right, Burn. Not Burn. Teth. Just find your mom.
Yep. I'm sure that'll be easy. It'd be nice if Eric was here because he could do one of these, but here goes nothing.
Yeah. Maybe I'll think of Eric.
Maybe we'll
That's
see
true.
Eric. We'll see.
Urzak and Teth, give me insight checks. Insight checks from both of you, please.
I'm gonna look for my mom, Devlin.
Who's my mommy?
Is the bardic inspiration something that you call out before or after, just for my knowledge?
After.
Okay.
Yeah, you can add it whenever.
I'll probably be adding it anyway, just so it doesn't get wasted. But
What did you say? Insight?
Insight, please.
Gross.
Also,
bet-
let me know if you guys succeed.
I badly want to like come out of my wild shape on the other side of a lens as someone's setting up. So then they see me and
They
they're like,
just see a big bird. Ah!
"What?" No, I come out of my wild shape like into myself again. So then
Uh,
they look through and they see Eric, and they're like, "Oh shit, he is dead!" Like everyone else is seeing dead people.
Teth, you this is the side that you're more comfortable on. Even though it was only by one point, you're much more at ease over here. You can calmly rotate this piece of glass, and just like Vern and Brackle before you, you start to lose yourself in the actual pane of glass as you're rotating it. And this one, this is a little bit different because you are seeing total space behind you. So it's quite a strange experience for you. But once you get it directly to the point where you can see that cloud of light out in the distance, the image of 6 appears in the glass in front of you, mirroring your actions. And the beam of light carries right through the glass as you see her, and into the center of this point.
Urzak, you feel inspired by that, and you get a bardic because of infectious inspiration.
Ow.
Yeah. My inspiration is infectious from the infectious inspiration from Brackle.
I got robot cooties.
That's right. You've got a virus.
I guess I'm just gonna use it. Okay, that's 21 for me then.
Same deal. You feel much more comfortable by the ledge than Teth does, having saved him from falling twice. You rotate this piece of glass, and whether you expected to find Devlin or not, you eventually lay eyes on your sister, Gendrul, in the same fashion as the other 3 before you.
Said, bitch, go to sleep.
The bird phoenix, the eagle, gets infectious inspiration because of the success.
Sweet.
Phoenix, the eagle, you get inspiration.
Phoenix the eagle. As the 4th beam converges, you see refracting in front of you, sitting maybe 20, 30 feet up from where you are. So it's up in the air, out over this void here. You see a bright purple orb begin to materialize. It is shining bright light out to 20 feet. A 20-foot radius. 15-foot radius.
Don't let that eagle get it.
God damn it.
Yeah. Can I do that? Can I start flying towards it?
Yeah. I'm gonna
High
need another
gravity?
sleight of hand check to grab it because you don't have
Okay.
thumbs still. But yeah, go ahead and roll sleight of hand for me, Eric.
Everybody shoot the eagle. He's trying to take it. Kitty.
Oh, thank you.
Eldritch Blast.
Let's see.
Yeah,
Kitty.
with a 20, you find it within yourself to kind of wedge this orb between both of your feet and your beak, and kind of just like move it back over.
Oh, it's like a penguin with their eggs, right? Like they're
Yeah. from the moment you touch this, Eric, your health is going to begin to decrease.
Mm.
Every round, essentially, you're going to lose 18 hit points, 18 necrotic damage. So 3 HP per second
Okay.
is being drained from your body.
Can I bring the orb and then bring it over to where I can incubate it back on solid ground?
I mean, yeah, you can. Just at any point, whenever you are touching this orb, your life is being sapped from you.
Okay. Eric will just ride that out until he's damaged enough to return to his normal shape.
Okay.
You know, I'm just gonna be convinced that the eagle is taking on the shape of our lost comrade Eric, and this is just a
Is
new
anyone-
character this entire
Anyone
time.
reacting to Phoenix taking the orb?
I think we all know it's Eric.
Yeah.
So then,
at this point, it's pretty
let's see
pretty
here.
objectively Eric. Okay, Eric, we know that it's you.
18
We
points of
understand.
damage. And this thing has an average of 26 hit points. So 2 rounds and I'm back to Eric.
Just enough time to
Yeah.
get the orb up here.
What's your flying speed?
So
Can you even get it back down to the ground?
Flying's 80 feet.
Okay, so you can get it back down. Although, what is the eagle's strength score?
Strength. Let's see here.
I think giant eagles are actually pretty strong.
16 total. So it's a plus
Okay.
3
Damn.
mod.
Pretty strong.
Yeah, I wouldn't say that this is going to encumber you. Yeah, so you can get it down in 1 turn. So you will take 18 points of necrotic damage.
Yeah. Okay.
So it is now sitting on the ground, in between all of you. And you can tell when it's not in the direct light, it is quite iridescent, and almost like the statue in the previous section. If you look at it from specific angles, it's almost like the light bends around it, and you can't see it. So you would glean that that's why it was not able to be seen when it was out above the darkness, because it was taking up so much of the black from below that you were just looking right through it. But now that it's surrounded by these beams of light and kind of like by you, it is mostly visible.
So
Is this
Anybody-
like the same orb from Test Vision from Melora?
Make a history check.
ooh,
Okay.
To be sure, make a history check to be a low DC. I'll say DC like 9 or 10. Not a bad DC.
14?
Yeah, you're pretty sure this is the same orb.
Yeah.
All right. So who's immune to necrotic damage?
I don't
Not
think
yet.
anybody.
yeah.
Not yet. And one day I'll have resistance.
I mean, can we wrap it in something? Who has orbs? Vernon, Teth.
Yeah, I'd help, but I already have an orb, guys. So
This is Phoenix's orb.
Oh yeah, that's
He
true.
deserves it.
He's a good spirit guide.
Phoenix.
But-
It's true. If anybody's gonna follow the hippie
Am
You
I?
know. god of death,
True that.
I'm trying to look in.
I have a blanket in my inventory. Can we wrap it in a blanket?
You can.
You fool
I
of a
would I would say above table. I would remove 1 hit point per second if you
Okay.
wrapped it in a blanket. So you'd be docked 2 per second instead of 3.
If you
What
hold
a-
it
what
after
about-
wrapping the blanket.
two blankets.
What
What are the blanket mechanics that we're talking about here? D&D blanket rules. What are we? Got to look these up. I'm gonna ask Jeremy Crawford what his stance on blankets are on Twitter.
Does anybody have that?
I would
one
say
spell that-
anything that is not like magically secured, like a magical chest or something.
Don't we have a
you
magic
would
chest?
still incur damage.
Does somebody have a bag of holding?
I don't.
Do I have a bag of holding?
One of you guys
That-
do.
That's somebody did. I definitely don't.
I thought somebody did.
I have a magic
You have the
tooth.
teeth. Yeah, you have the magic teeth. You see Urzak just
Ooh.
force it into his mouth.
Can I
Oh, I know.
if
Oh,
I
go ahead.
if I have my my gauntlets of the crag as gloves, can I like use them as oven mitts and hold it?
Ah.
Is that magical resistance enough to?
Burn, hold that thought.
That is.
Sorry.
I'll give you 1 HP per second for your gauntlets of the crag if you're holding it in an actual magical hand covering.
What if I roll it in my Astral Voyager's Star Cloak and put it inside my Astral Voyager's helm?
I'll give you that. But by the standard that I have now arbitrarily set up with blankets and magical items, yes, I will give that to you.
Wrapped in a
It's
very
gonna-
rare inside of.
It's going to burn you putting it in there, but not nearly as badly as it would carrying it back through the darkness.
I have some support for whatever you guys are going to do. I have Ore of Life, which is necrotic damage resistance, but when you hit 0 hit points, you pop back up to 1. So just whatever we end up doing with this, I might have a yo-yo thing. So I don't know.
In case you guys want to feel what it's like to die every 6 seconds and come back to life.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, we could do that. We can wrap it in the cloak and then put it inside the helm.
Theoretically, we need to get back out with it, right? So everybody would have, or it would be a 30-foot radius, which is fucking massive. 30-foot radius, necrotic resistance, max hit points can't be reduced, and then yo-yo.
But we don't. So we need to find something of holding somewhere to store this.
Well, assuming it doesn't like completely reduce us to skeletons in between these archways, right? Like the person holding it doesn't get drained life sap for 4 days.
Yeah, let's try and see if there's something that we can do to.
I will say the travel between the two archways is much shorter than between the veil and the first archway. So it's not nearly as long. You're talking like 200 feet of movement in
So
game mechanics ish.
So there's no like time dilation except for that first part.
Not that you can feel.
Okay, I gotcha.
Also, we can try giving the orb to the old bearded man and
See what happens.
if that removes the effect.
But it's already purple, Urzak.
But it can be that special purple.
How could it be any better? All right, let's wrap it in the cloak and the helmet and run to the old man.
Vern will go to the edge and just say, "Thank you for the orb, Cassis."
You will not get a reply. But you feel good about it. You feel good that you said that.
Worst case scenario, we could do Aura Vitality as well.
Yeah.
Try not to get yo-yoed.
Fight orb with orb. Love it.
Yeah, how many rounds do we think it'll take to get to the statue?
Well, it's like 200, just over 200 feet through the darkness. So if you think about 1 round ish to get it to the archway, and then 7 rounds to get through the middle section, and then another round to get back to the statue on the other side. So 9 rounds.
So 9 times 6.
So it's in a
That's
blanket,
fine.
right? Was that the idea?
I'm wrapping it in my star cloak and then putting inside my helm of the Astral Voyager.
And that reduces it to what again? 1
I think
per
you
second?
said 1 per second.
Yeah.
So it'd be 6 a turn.
Yep. So it's 56.
Okay.
Or wait, what was? Yeah, 6.
All right, Phoenix.
So if I sustained
Come
one
on,
round of
Phoenix.
damage to bring it, I still have 8 hit points.
Mm-hmm. That's
So-
another round.
So I can get, well,
So you'd have to do 8 times 6, 48.
Can we heal your wild shapes hit points?
yeah.
I
Yeah, you can heal
would assume so. Yeah, yeah.
In the
I
new
wouldn't-
version, I think they're considered temp hit points, but
Mm.
I think
Yeah.
in the old version.
Oh yeah, if I have to speak as a wild shape, then I have to use the temp
Yeah.
HP. Yeah.
I think all or nothing is a pretty fair.
You get to
Wait.
pick and choose, Marlos?
Yeah, you can't cherry pick your abilities between the two versions.
I want to do 2018. We get half and half.
I want to play version 3.5, please.
Or what, 2019? again?
2019.
Yeah.
2019.
I'm really glad you didn't say I want to do 2020 because I think we never want to do that again.
I want to do it again.
All right.
If I use if I use reduce on the orb, can that have what we have so far?
You-
All right.
can-
How heavy is this
You
orb?
can certainly try
Eric-
to magically alter the orb if you want. Yeah.
Eric's got
I'm gonna guess
plenty of
that
hit
the orb
points.
will not be altered.
You're gonna get
Eric's got
fucking
plenty of
shot,
points.
shot into an oblivion trying to alter an orb of the Presidium.
Yeah.
You
Hit
get
it
fucking
with a second
disintegrated.
level spell.
So what
Yeah.
happened to the king?
Gonna
Well,
bounce
actually-
back
Level
at you.
spell I've ever cast in my whole life.
All right. Who has rope? I'm just going to put this thing inside the helmet and tie
Just
rope to the
drag it.
helmet and drag it.
I was gonna suggest that.
Good. Yeah.
All right. We're
Okay.
doing that. Let's go.
Yep.
Quit
been
fucking
given-
around. And we'll run.
All right,
And I can get
dragging it behind us.
and I can
Drag
get
run.
I can get 90 feet of movement on the ground when I do long strider and then action dash. So it walking speed of 45.
Oh yeah, I forgot about dashing. Yeah.
So
If you guys
30
dash, it's like 4 rounds, 5
So-
rounds.
35 plus 10, so 45, and then I can action dash.
Aren't taking any damage. We're dragging it with a fucking rope.
We're dragging it with a rope.
Disrespecting the
You could-
fuck out of this orb.
You just walk. You just walk through the darkness.
Don't make it hurt people. I don't know what he wants to do. We're gonna have to drag it in a little thing.
It's the orb of death. It's got to hurt somebody.
That's
It's gotta
right.
hurt. It's got to hurt.
hmm
I was
All
gonna
right,
say
as you're-
mage hand, but it's
you're-
probably mage hand has like what, one. So just you'd pick it up and then just fucking fall to the ground.
Yeah. Gone. Yeah. So are you dragging this godly artifact on the ground back,
With
back
with
into the darkness?
with a legendary item, yes.
Yeah. Perfect. Yeah. So you get all that set up. You can easily tie it around the two items. There are enough places for the rope to catch, and you can start dragging everything through. As you are going, once you get through the arch, you can hear the orb start to burn through the cloak behind you.
It's just destroying my very rare magic item.
Better take that shit out.
Get it out! Get it out!
Yep.
I just fucking kicked the helmet back into the other room.
It's like when you smell an electrical fire and you're immediately on alert.
Yeah.
All right.
Anybody that was close to the orb, I don't know what your walking order was, but somebody could make an investigation check if you wanted to try and figure out what was going on.
I mean, I would say I was pulling it because it was my idea. But I don't know if anybody was walking behind it.
I'll be watching it.
Vern, make an investigation check for me, please.
Yeah.
Your investigate's worse than mine.
All my rolls are 10s tonight. Like with 111, I
They
think.
all.
It's just
Not bad for you, man.
Yeah,
for being
very
honest.
strange.
double digits.
Really high rolling night for Vern.
Mine was a dirty 20.
With a 10, I'll let you guys just kind of assist each other. You it's pretty obvious what is going on. You cross the threshold, and the darkness exacerbates the orb, and its power is magnified once you get into the dark, and it begins to eat through the very powerful magical cloak that it was wrapped in.
Can we
How
try
much-
to peel that stuff off? And
Mhm.
if I have my orb out, it's not doing the magnetism thing, right?
It is not, and neither is
Um,
Teth's.
Can I bump the orb with mine, like kind of like playing pool, and just like push it? Across the floor?
Before he does this, not
Two
that I don't
powerful
want
orbs.
not that I don't want to see the whole entire continent of Azura implode.
Vern just like thinking it through. And
Well,
Urzak,
called it.
What if we took these 2 nuke warheads and then just banged them together?
Before we start doing Presidium, fucking
Billiards.
nuclear warfare, how much does the orb weigh?
Who has carried it? Just Eric?
Yeah,
I think
pretty much.
Eric is the only one that's actually picked it up.
I've dragged it behind
Um,
myself in a bucket.
Oh yeah. You and Eric both would know, without doing too much experimentation. It's less than like 10 pounds. It's a
Great.
relatively.
That's exactly the number I wanted to hear. I'm gonna pick it
Great.
up with my mage hand.
There we go. Does your mage hand have that can't take damage, right? It's just spectral.
Yep.
Yeah, great. Re-entering the darkness. With your mage hand kind of holding it. I don't know where it is in relation to you. Are you kind of holding it out in front of you?
Yeah, probably a couple feet in front of me.
You will see as it crosses the threshold, your mage hand just erupts in flame and dissolves, and it falls to the ground.
Great. I'm picking the fucking thing up.
All right.
Run fast as fuck.
Or of purity. Lasts for 10 minutes.
Urzak, so that's necrotic resistance,
right.
right?
Sorry, or of life. I always mix those up.
Or of life.
Yep, necrotic resistance.
10 minutes of necrotic resistance. Okay, so you are going to incur. Okay, so it'll be 3 per second. 3 necrotic damage per second, down from 6.
Can we see through we can't see through the next arch?
You can. It's similar to how it was before. You can see kind of the light of the archway far in the distance. You can't see really anything before that, but you can see your destination, so you know where you're going.
Okay,
It's
I
really
grab.
difficult to get lost.
Sorry, I apologize. I grab Urzak and Dimension Door to the stage.
Oh, hell yeah, that'll work. So that is okay. So 1 round, and then you'd need another round to get to the statue.
He can run.
So Urzak, you're gonna take, what is that? 20, 30, 36 necrotic damage for those 2 rounds.
36 each round?
36 each round. That's 3
Okay.
necrotic damage per second.
Okay.
So 18 per round. And you can drop it right into the palm of the statue.
Yep, that's the plan.
And you don't notice anything really happen at first. It's almost strange because you have this big climactic moment where you're kind of panicking and rushing through this darkness, and then you get it to the point where it's in the hand of this guy, of the statue, and just a guy, and it doesn't quite trigger at first, but as you're watching it, kind of catching your breath and decompressing from what you all just did, very slowly you see the bird on his arm start to move down and latch on to the top of the orb. So it's kind of holding it in his, like it's sitting in his palm, and the bird is kind of like on the top. So it's holding it in there. How close are you all standing to the statue?
About 30 feet away.
Obviously we're right next to it. We just put the fucking orb in it, right?
I'm
I'm,
right next to it for sure.
I'm 61 feet.
Well, they dimension to get there though. I think that
Nice.
I think Vern and a couple of us are still behind, like trying to catch up. We didn't all dimension door to.
That is true. So you're still several rounds behind.
Well,
So
can you dimension door? Did he dimension door straight there, or just the last room he dimension door to?
He said basically where I could see it, like where I could see, and then it was still one round to get.
So
to
you
the
just
statue.
dimension door through the darkness, and then you use the second round to get to the statue.
Yeah, because you don't need to see with dimension door, right? So
No.
You pretty much just skipped. You basically skipped the room and then went to the next one, and then
Mhm.
moved.
Yep.
Okay.
Mhm.
Yep.
So yeah, we're a couple rooms behind.
It also took a second to start latching down. Took a second for the bird to start latching down.
What's true?
It'd be like what,
So we're
3.5?
gonna-
Or wait, how many rounds?
If it was 500 feet, most people move 60, right?
Mm-hmm.
So that's at least 8-ish. That's a double moving. So about a minute less, a little bit less.
Eric may be a little faster if
Yeah,
I
you're
only
bird
did
form.
sustain. Yeah, if I just sustained 18, the Eagle Phoenix is still alive. So 80 feet flying and dashing. So you're talking 160.
You guys are in a real big rush to come.
Get blown up.
Yeah.
Oh yeah,
Uh,
I've got temp HP.
I'm going to say, for the sake of none of you knowing what is about to happen in game, you're all going to be within the range for this. I need a strength saving throw from all 5 of you, please.
Mm-hmm.
+5? +5.
+5, yeah.
Oh,
+5
nice.
for everyone. This is going to be a DC 16 strength saving throw.
Right. Can't fail it.
I got a 10 again with the +5.
Okay.
You said 15?
16. DC 16.
Oh, okay. I got plus.
Whew, just skimming by today on these rolls, guys.
Is it a magical spell, or is it a magical effect or spell?
100% a magical effect, yes.
Didn't even need it.
Somebody. Oh, Brad, you have Bardic
Yeah.
Inspiration still.
Oh, good call.
Should you need it?
Nice.
Ooh, can I use my
strength is
inspiration?
16,
Wait, what
so
is my
+3.
It's
not Bardic,
1d10.
No,
Wait,
but
what?
Bardic Inspiration is 1d10. Regular, like heroic inspiration, is advantage. You just re-roll the d20.
Oh, I'll reroll the d20
Where?
or the
Oh, whoops.
Squeaked by. You don't need it. Don't use it.
Oh, don't you
Wasn't
use
it-
it? Oh.
Did he-
No, Eric.
No, I
Eric.
need it.
Did he say DC? Okay.
Oh, poor
Oh,
Vern.
it didn't help me at all.
Well,
Good effort.
if Eric uses it, can it go to Vern? Is that how that works?
Why? What was
Just
our
bounce it over. Yeah.
what was our archer roll? I think an archer roll today.
Oh yeah.
Oh,
Ah.
Archer didn't roll today. I will
wake him
roll
up.
one right now. I will
Go
roll
wake
right
him up.
now.
Go wake him up.
Yes.
Yeah.
Just went to sleep. So,
Brothers,
Archer,
best
we
believe
need
I will
you.
not be doing that. All right, here we go. 11.
+0.
No,
Well,
11 plus
hold
5
on. That would
is
do it.
16.
+5. Oh yeah, okay. I'll take
You gonna
it.
use it?
Where's +5?
From Tef?
+5
From
is from
Tef.
Tef.
Oh,
Great.
Yeah.
Thanks, Archer.
thanks, Archer.
Okay, so you all succeed. You're all going to still take damage. That was to save from becoming restrained to the ground. So, Vern, you would have been locked down onto the ground. This orb is going to pulse outwards. I also need a. This is going to be a. It'll be a wisdom save. So this DC is going to be higher because it is a pulse outward and it's very fast and it's unexpected. This is going to be a DC 18 wisdom save, please.
I guess.
Oh yeah, sorry.
Damn, 11.
Natural 20! Let's go.
Oh,
Holy
boy.
shit! You said it was 18, right?
Yeah.
18, yeah.
And it's
Just
a
give
wisdom
my-
save? Is this
Wisdom,
a magical
please.
effect?
Yes.
All right, I have to get a
You got
17.
plus 5. You got plus
Oh,
5.
plus 5? Okay, so
Okay.
I have to
I'd
get a
give it that.
12. Or 8. 5. Fuck, I failed.
All right. Eric, what is your wisdom save? DC 18. It's going to be pretty
25.
hard for you to fail this. 25 plus before the 5, so you have a 30.
Oh, 20.
Yeah, 20 for 20.
Okay. 20 for a 25. Okay, so Eric, Teth, and Urzak all save. So you are going to take half of this damage. Bracklebath and Vern, you are going to take all of this damage.
It's a necrotic.
Uh-oh.
It is necrotic. So technically, Urzak is still resistant.
Well, no.
You're still within.
The aura
It's
is
the aura.
30-foot radius. Yeah. So it's everybody
Oh.
within 30 feet.
Everybody within 30 feet. Okay,
Yay.
so great.
So a quarter and a half. Still going to be like 150 damage.
Yeah, so 120, half,
Yeah, listen, the
60.
The only person
This
that
is-
survive is Teth.
Good thing we had. Yeah, that's
Just
true.
one person. Just one person. All right. So above the table, before we get into this, I just want to put it out so everybody knows what's going to happen. This is going to be 12d12 necrotic damage.
Okay.
It's not crazy high, but it has the potential to be pretty destructive.
Yeah.
So Vern and Brackle are going to take half damage, and everybody else will take quarter damage because it is necrotic. Here we go.
We got a
12d12.
long rest before this, so that's good. Hey, that's not bad.
66, not bad. So you guys are going to take 33,
Easy.
and the rest of you will take 16.
Oh, I'm not an eagle anymore. Phoenix.
Nope.
Phoenix the
the-
Eagle.
The four of you see Eric pop up to your surprise. What?
What happened?
Oh,
You turned
oh,
it.
Off the edge.
All of us aggressively mourn Phoenix's death.
Why'd you turn it to
They're
this?
not giving a shit about Eric.
Didn't shed a single tear for Eric.
You were so beautiful.
All right. You survived the first pulse. One more time. Give me one last wisdom save.
Okay.
This one is going to be stronger, but it is the last one. This is going to be a DC 20, please.
And
Ooh, I
I'm
made it.
gonna fly through some Indomitables real quick.
Let's see. I mean, you get baseline, you have resistance from the aura.
There you go. There's a 20.
Snuck it in there.
You're all
baby.
taking quarter damage here.
Eric's been wanting to help with his cantrip magic as soon as he's out of his wild shape. Can I cast resistance on my most nearest ally? Not dearest, but just nearest.
Oh, fucking Teth, of course, right?
Yeah.
I don't think that you would have time to do that.
Okay.
Actually.
Dang.
But you're taking quarter damage, so thank Teth for the aura of vitality.
Mm.
I think
Or of light.
I think narratively the because I didn't really narrate it because I thought we were just about to start running, but the aura of life is like it makes the radius that it is like a very like vibrant like like when somebody's glowing, it kind of like has that effect in the area.
Mhm.
But then as like the uh RP wise, like as like we're getting damage, it's like just immediately kind of like regenerating, even though it's not necessarily working that way. But
Beautiful. You're like overclocking
Right.
your system.
yeah,
He's running
Orb
hot.
damage.
He's running hot.
This is going to be 12d20 damage. If you survive this,
Then
you can keep going.
then it'll go to 12d 80 damage.
Jesus.
Jesus
144.
fuck.
Man,
70,
that was cool.
72 divided by 36 is
So you
a quarter.
each take 36 additional necrotic damage.
We're still alive, baby.
My stomach
Still
hurts.
alive. Still alive.
I got to roll a DC 18. Although I think we're probably in the clear.
Yeah. So after the second pulse goes out, you see the light within the orb kind of tame itself. And at this point, not before this, right after the second pulse hits you, and you take that damage, Teth and Vern, the two of you start. You are starting to get pulled towards this orb.
Uh-oh.
I need a strength save from both of you, please.
Oh, no.
Can I, if Vern's right there, can I just instinctually just like pretty close to death's door? But can I just like try and like bear hug him?
Yeah.
Yep.
I
At least, at least just like wait,
too.
just like weigh him
Vern-
down at least some.
Yeah. Vern, make your strength save at advantage, please. You can roll again to see if you get higher than
I
a
got
17.
it. Okay.
That's a good roll.
Strength save. See if I can roll strength save.
Yeah, we're gonna stick to that 17.
Good. That is just high enough, Vern. So you're good.
Okay.
Teth, on your own, the refrigerator yourself. You feel the pull, but you can plant yourself in the ground for long enough. Both of you do wait it out, and it subsides after a few moments, and the pull decreases. And you would get the idea that it is relatively safe to touch this orb. The bird's beak removes itself from the top of the orb, and it is free to take for whoever wants it.
Herzog's gonna faceplant prone and just
As times go by.
start breathing real heavily. I'm gonna top off a second wind at least here.
There you go.
Can I go over and heal him without getting reorbified?
Yeah.
I'll just do the thing that I never use, which is I'll just use lay on hands for 75.
Hell yeah. Almost at max. Jack,
Nice.
what is the new cure wounds? 2d8?
2d8, and then every level after is 2d8.
So 2d8 plus modifier?
Yep, 2d8 plus mod, and then yeah. So second level will be 48 plus mod.
I'll use a second level. Actually, no, I'm just going to use my once a day, my first level.
I think if I can still have my good berry, like strong, like the hyper good berry,
Mm-hmm.
I might take 3 levels of life cleric if that's available, and then 12. Would it be 12 of Circle of Sea or Circle of Land?
Yeah.
I still haven't decided that, but
Yeah, I normally wouldn't. I don't know if I would allow a respec like that, like multiple levels. But since they changed the level requirement for cleric, and you're like actively losing one of your abilities that you did that with. We'll talk
Yeah, because that's
after the
oh,
game. 'Cause
that's like
it
now I get
really
second
is
level
not
clerics.
awesome that they did that. It's my least favorite change. I don't agree with
Hmm.
clerics, warlocks, and sorcerers moving up to 3. I don't think that makes any sense. Anyway, I digress. Yeah, you're healed up. Well, kind of healed up. You're out of immediate danger, and the orb is right there. What's your next move?
So it's totally even. Losing my 14th level druid feature where beasts have to like wisdom save to see if they're my ally or they attack me.
Oh yeah,
That for second level cleric
cleric
spells.
shit. Yeah.
That's even, right? No.
Yeah. Sorry, beasts.
I would just pick up the orb and give it to Eric.
Like
In honor of Phoenix.
Remember him.
Remember our
Guys.
friend.
Yeah, Fern's already thinking about what his next memorial tattoo is going to be.
guys, Phoenix
back.
is gonna come back. Like that's what they do.
Right, but with this orb, he
Right.
will return to us.
Ah.
Brackle, as you go up and touch the orb, this is not
Relative
negative. There's no
It's-
damage. There's no damage. I promise.
You die.
Butthole's clenching.
No damage, instant death. Actually, no pain related. You just fall over. As you go up to touch the orb,
Mhm.
it begins shining out brightly. Again, to no detriment to you. All of you can see this. All of you can kind of experience this happening together. It's not just Brackle. Blinding purple light. And you hear a voice. You can tell that it's powerful, but it's kind of in an odd way gentle. All around you, kind of no distinct point of origin for this voice. And it
Mhm.
do any of you speak deep speech or abyssal?
I speak abyssal.
Do you really?
Yes, you do.
Okay.
Whoa.
Anybody
Of
else?
course you do. Fuck you.
So this will actually only be a Brackle thing for the moment, for the time being. Brackle, you're going to hear a dialect that you haven't heard in a long time. It used to be very common for you. You would recall some of your training classes were all spoken in this language, just to acclimate you and your peers, the other students in your class, to this language, just kind of get you immersed in it. It almost feels like, or it sounds like scrapes almost. It's a really gravelly, glottal language that the rest of you would. It just sounds like coughing, essentially. But Brackle can kind of discern through these vocalizations what this voice is saying, and essentially, it is giving you a warning, Brackle, that it's going to say this is your turning point The other orbs will now be much more difficult to procure. And the hand will just disintegrate from the statue, and the orb will fall into your hands.
Oh, now it does fade. Okay.
Yeah. Yes,
Such-
it does.
He's such a liar.
Oh man. Yeah, the orb will just fall into your hands. That is all the voice says. The light dims back down, back within the orb. And you are all left back on the bridge in relative silence like you were before.
I take the orb over, hand it to Eric. Look at everybody else, and well, Cassis said we've been playing on easy mode. The rest of our adventure is going to be much harder.
You understood that deep speech?
It was actually
This-
abyssal.
Wow, my bad.
Coming up in the casters, you have to learn a lot of things. So I know many languages.
How to speak to fiends.
Mm-hmm.
You have to learn how to speak to your bosses in their native tongue.
Oh,
Yeah, you goddamn right. I also speak. to
Urzak gives a little elbow to Eric, and he's like, "This sick burn, right?"
Yeah.
Got him.
You won't see me arguing at that point.
I'm glad we know what Cassis was saying to us. I was assuming that he was saying that this is permanently stained purple.
Well, it is.
Now you have to live with this. This awful birthmark.
He says whoever carries this will turn purple.
Vern
Purple
will
forever.
walk up to Eric and he'll say, "Well, now that you're one of the boys and have an orb, I feel bad that you didn't get any other bonus items, so I want you to have this." And he'll hand him the bow of Coralon.
And I just,
Oh my god!
Have you ever actually read the Bow of the Arcane?
Yeah,
Do you know what it does?
something I can shoot without arrows or something.
Mm.
I want to.
Some
just
dumbass
because-
god's bow.
Yeah, I just want to read you the description of the Bow of the Arcane, just to see if anybody else wants it, since you've just haphazardly discarded the thing that I have given you.
Just melt it into Teth.
I mean, he is a spellcaster.
Mhm.
Yeah, I
Give
don't
him
really
a
need the
bow.
I don't think I could even use.
Unless the bow lets him cast
This-
spells out of it, that'd be pretty cool.
Oh, that'd be neat
This
to
is
extend my,
this is
range
a
and
weapon.
everything.
Yeah.
It's a legendary weapon. Requires attunement by a spellcaster.
I'm not attuned to it.
This
don't worry.
This richly polished wooden longbow is ornamented with a silver trim and a bowstring, and blue arcane nodes rest at each end. If you aren't attuned to the bow, it creates a special arcane arrow and you draw it back without knocking one. When you fire the bow using one of these arrows, you gain a +3 bonus to attack and damage rolls made with the weapon, which deals force damage instead of piercing damage. If you're attuned to the bow, you are proficient with it and can use it as a spellcasting focus. While holding the weapon, you gain a +3 bonus to any ranged spell attack you make, as the spell is launched through the bow.
Oh,
When
that
you
last
do,
part-
you
okay,
Jesus Christ!
carry on, please.
when you do, you perform any somatic component of the spell by drawing the bow. In addition, when you cast a spell of first level or higher that has a range of 5 feet or greater, the range increases by 30 feet. Also, additionally, while attuned to this bow, you make all intelligence and wisdom saving throws with advantage. Proficiency with a longbow allows you to add your blah 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 blah.
It's almost like we literally were just like, man, why would I use it if it doesn't do this? And it was like, hey, it does both of these things and more.
This weapon has the
Asshole.
following mastery property. This is an addition in 2024, but I do like it, so I'm going to include it. It has the Vex property. So if you hit a creature with this weapon and deal damage to the creature, I'm going to say with a spell attack, you have advantage on your next attack roll against that creature before the end of your next turn.
Yeah,
So it's a sick ass weapon.
Yeah, that's pretty sweet. It's definitely cooler than the Blade of Lendis.
If I use it, I could.
hand
start
crossbow.
using the bow of the arcane, I guess.
It
in
only
which case,
took a year and a half.
I do have
Yeah,
to-
pretty much.
He's been dealing with the emotional guilt of using
After
something
chapter two,
that
yeah.
was like belonging to Coralon.
That's
Right,
true.
yeah,
That's
that's
true.
all it was.
He
It's the
tried to
baggage.
kill you so many
Baggage.
times.
Mm.
Okay. Well, I can't be attuned to all these things though, so I'll hand Eric my. Would he have any need for the gauntlets of the crag? That seems like a
What it-
naturey
little-
thing.
What do
A
these
little
do?
temp HP here and there.
Yeah, you can
What do these
sprinkle
do, Vern?
salt of the earth and get bonus HP. You also get a +1 to your armor. +1 to your armor class.
Oh my god!
Earth
When you
of
dip it-
retaliation.
What is your armor class right now,
Yeah.
Eric? 26?
27.
My
27,
God.
yeah.
So
People
it would be
attack you-
28 if you wore that.
People who
put my
attack you
shield
take
back on me,
2d6 magical bludgeoning damage if they like hit you with a melee attack. They're pretty good.
Oh
I
my
mean, I like them, but I can't have all these stuff. And the other ones are my rod of rulership, which I'm not giving up, and then my orb of balance and my eye of blasting. So I kind of need those two things. So
Mm.
do you
I
want-
mean-
Well, Eric,
I've got my
Eric,
here.
if you take this orb, it does give you an additional attunement slot, so it won't take an attunement slot that you already have.
Whoa.
So
I'll take the gauntlets and the orb. Okay.
Okay.
Mm.
Just to clarify what he said, the orb takes an attunement slot and
Correct.
gives you one.
yeah,
Mhm.
so you have to attune to the
Oh,
orb, but it
yeah.
gives you a free slot. So you don't get any additional slots for other items, but you
It's
do
like-
get the orb for free.
It's like the ring of attunement.
hmm
Yeah, with extra benefits. Yeah. Yeah,
I'm fully attuned.
Eric, you are now the proud owner of the Orb of Death.
Okay.
Originally, I never really had an idea of who this orb would go to. Like, obviously, Talos and Coralon pretty
Well, when-
decidedly should have gone to Teth and Vern.
When Fitzco came in,
Oh yeah.
Mm.
Would have gone to his
Yeah.
character. That's true.
yeah.
Yep.
Before
'Cause I
that, though,
figured
I had
Melora's-
thought probably Urzok, because Vesh would have gone to Robar, but
Yeah.
now Vesh makes more sense for Urzok probably. So, yeah, man.
That being
We'll
said,
split
Vern,
Melora's 5 ways, I guess.
if you're giving up those gauntlets, I am very interested in those gauntlets.
Or
What are you taking off?
I'll probably give you your cape
What's
back.
the crag?
Give me my cloak back.
Because the longsword, now when I hit somebody with the longsword, they have disadvantage on their attack against me. So it does the same thing the cloak does. Assuming I hit them.
Oh yeah. It's 8:57. You just got an orb. Let's call it for tonight. You all can level up.
Ooh,
Shit.
baby.
Oh wow.
Man, I would be getting my subclass, but I don't get my subclass at level 2 anymore.
Oh, that's true. Well, you can still use. I mean, you don't have to use the new rules. You can go by
No.
2014 Wizard.
What is level? Oh, I get expertise in something at level 2 now, which is pretty cool.
Ooh, I get to
Yeah.
pick my invocation.
Boost up those.
I don't know if it has to go to something I'm proficient in or not. Most expertise is that way.
Yeah, I would assume that that's the case.
If so, then it's going to be history of religion.
Barlos, maybe I can just make this my second level of cleric, working towards my third level of cleric. You know, being my next thing I want to do, and then just go with
Yeah,
the.
yeah. If you over the next week, and I suppose this is assuming that we play next Monday, which I hope we do. I'll let you guys know right when I know. But over the next week, Eric, why don't you just like look through the updated Circle of the Land and Circle of the Sea and decide which one you want to go with.
Mhm.
If it is Circle of the Sea, it'll be kind of a total respec anyway. So we can do 3 levels in Cleric if you want to do that. I'm fine with that.
Okay, I'll take a look.
But yeah, just look through, and then I'll do a check-in with everybody like Wednesday or Thursday, and then we can talk then about it.
Weird question.
Yeah.
Are you buying the new book, Barlos? Have you bought the new book already?
No, I haven't yet. I think it's probably inevitable that I'm gonna buy it. Yeah. Are you asking just so you don't buy it? So two of us don't buy it?
I was gonna say is that I will probably end up buying it as well, and then I will probably end up signing back up for whatever membership for D&D Beyond as well.
Mhm.
So I was gonna save you the trouble.
Well, I mean the content is already shared through mine anyway.
Well, I have to buy it for my other campaign.
I'm
Anyway,
gonna get it.
that's
So
where I'm at. So we'll just both have it.
yeah, I mean, yeah, I'm running another play-by-post campaign too, so it'll either way. Either way, it's just they're gonna get both of our dollars.
Yeah.
Cool,
I mean,
guys. 9 o'clock.
I like D&D.
Okay.
So
what can I say? I like it, and I'm gonna keep playing it, so I may as well have it, right?
I like it a lot.
I like it a lot. Cool. Great session. Thank you guys so much, as always. Thanks for being flexible with my wild schedule right now.
Yeah,
Appreciate you, as always.
Appreciate you.
I will see you very soon.
See you
Bye.
guys.
Yeah.
See you guys.
You guys have a good night.
Bye, everyone.